Yes, yes, Guardian, by all means. Let's get started.
Yep, it's me. I'm heading over to docking in 6. If we shut that line off, the south elevators are gonna...
What the?
My kingdom.
What? Good morning, everybody. Siege, something just happened. Like got a milestone for doing nothing.
Dig and dig, and one day the dark...
They really are trying to bring us back. At any rate, how are y'all doing today? I think you are too, Mintical. White, how are you? I'm early. Let the trash talk begin. Woo! Here we are in the gorgeous tower. Well, just so you know, I don't know if you missed it there, but they gave me a milestone for no reason. Morning, Face. How are you? Morning. Red Rags. I am excited today. Why? Well, because I get to do a little soul searching of my own in today's chat, today's stream. I've been taking in a lot of the feedback of some of the people that I watch, YouTubers and different things from Destiny and whatnot. And so I wanted to just kind of maybe turn the magnifying glass the other way, if you will, and see if potentially I'm a problem. Good morning.
You're being reassigned to the south wall.
I have a moderator for chat now, everybody. Mintical. Say hello. This way I can focus a little bit more on the gameplay and not have to worry about whenever comments and whatnot get held for approval that he can just take care of it. So, hello, Martin. How are you today, this evening? So, at any rate, like I was saying, what we're going to do is we're going to basically kind of go around and get our stuff done because well, we haven't really been on for quite some time. So, just play Warframe. It's free and better. Yeah, I know. We did that yesterday. And it was totally fun. And I have some big plans, actually, for next Sunday's stream. I'm not 100% certain on it, but if I can get everything right, what I'd like to do is a playthrough of Bloodborne. Because I always sit there and talk about Bloodborne. And, you know, so it's time to kind of put my money where my mouth is. Put my mouth... You know what I'm talking about. It's time to get going. What type? Very fresh and clean. So, I think a lot of the people on stream like to just watch versus play. That seems to be the historical way things have went so far. So, what I did was I got myself a team this time, actually from my clan. Although I lost one of them. Where did my other guy go? He's already off. Let me see. Oh, I don't know if he's offline or whatever, but at least I got one guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of go into some strikes here and maybe talk a little bit. And like I said, the main focus of it is I've been seeing a lot of feedback really everywhere regarding, like, you know, kind of the community being overbearing and the YouTubers adding to the problem, you know, of, you know, where we're at in the game, not really helping, I guess, more so, not necessarily adding to the problem, but not necessarily helping the situation, you know, pointing out every little thing. And there's been the complaint so far that, you know, people are doing it just for views. I can totally appreciate that because you guys probably know the two best videos that I have on my channel and are essentially one comparing Warframe and Destiny, and the other one calling Destiny out for what I felt was a very low effort reskin of Destiny 1, kind of like a cash grab. So there's definitely truth to that statement. what can I say? Just because it's there and you speak about it, I don't think you should be penalized for that. You know, I mean, it's just a thing that happened. In fact, when I was doing videos, a lot of people weren't calling people out for that. So when I was doing videos of that nature, people weren't completely calling them out for everything. It had just started.
Remain vigilant, Guardian.
Token system is put my money where my mouth is. Thank you, Bish. I'm sorry, White. I need to maybe adjust that time, that stream time. Like, I'd be open to it. It just seems to be okay so far. So this is Gasman. He'll be joining me on my adventure today. I don't know if he can hear me. Oh, thank you, Gasman. Good to see you, my friend, as always. So let's get out of here and do it. Well, Deps, I'm going to tell you a thing. You definitely are not going to regret the Division, because the Division is just as fun as you can possibly have a game right now. If you like that third-person kind of like cover shooter situation. If you're into that, oh my God, the Division's just so much fun right now. Which makes me feel like there is a possibility that down the road that Destiny 2 could be fun. My issue is, and this is like the major crux of where everything is coming from, all of my problems with the game. I feel like you did this to me once in Destiny 1. Hey, where did he go? Now it's doing it again in Destiny 2. I'm concerned that this isn't something that's manufactured behind the scenes versus it just being oversights from the company. Okay. So there's where the biggest issue that I have with the game is, and why I'm just like really kind of fallen away from it, is because I just don't believe, just mainly because of all the lying, you know, with the XP bar and stuff like that. Like, why would you put that in the game? Like, why not just put the right numbers in? You know, if people call you out for it, at least they can't call you a liar. You know, you can say, well, yeah, we put these in there because this is how most games do it nowadays. But like, when you do underhanded stuff like that, it begs to question, if we figured this out, I mean, with XP throttling, with the doubling of the XP, like right after, considering there's no numbers anywhere, with all these things, like, if we figured this stuff out, what are you still hiding? And there's the problem. You know? The story in the Division Divine is essentially there was like a disease, some kind of pathogen that ran rampant in New York City. And essentially, if you want to get down to it, the story is based upon like a kind of a whodunit. Like your basic idea is trying to lock down who started it, you know, and where to get to and how to come up with, you know, I guess they're trying to figure out how to rebuild at this point. Yeah, I'm using a hand cannon, so this is probably going to be pretty pathetic.
What have the Vex done now?
I am not playing on PS4, unfortunately. I'm playing on Xbox One. So, yeah, exactly. So, White, going back to my other point that you just say here, loot box goes to destroy trust, apologize, repatch everything, gain some trust, release D3, and do it all over again. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering, is this actually a situation where we're talking about that these are just problems that you know, just kind of did an oversight because there wasn't enough development time because the game needed like a complete reboot? Or was this always the thought process to begin with, that okay, it worked in Destiny 1, we got to get by with X amount of work and effort along the way, although I still feel like in Destiny 1 they put so much more initial work into it, like, and you can tell that, like, the worlds just feel more vibrant. I don't know if I can get anywhere with this thing. But, you know, so I think that's just... If I get that stupid thing one more time, oh my God. I don't know. Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's like, it just feels like everything that we're doing at this point is more so just to kind of fill out that contract that Bungie has to Activision versus actually like trying to play a game, or even better, like build off of a game that you already spent 3 years developing this fan base, this community. You got all these people together, you have this huge like group of people that love this game, and then after all of that, like you're just willing to just like kind of half-ass it. Oh god, no, that's not gonna work. I need that other sight on too. Oh wait, transbound. Okay. Sorry. It's just me playing for myself. Just as a me only guy, which I do a lot. I mean, this is the newest strike, but if you've played the campaign, it's just a mission in the campaign. Like, I don't know. Curse of Osiris to me was a bad move the whole way around. Essentially because of the fact that like they were already in a bad place to begin with. Can I even make a kill with any of these weapons? And then they came out with Curse of Osiris, and it was in such a poor state. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I haven't played Destiny in a while. Oh my god, is my aim suck? Where's my third person at? Okay, so White, you're making a point here. We all know EA and Bungie want the money, and we know fanboys always want to defend them. And so this is like kind of where I'm at with things at the moment. Like, I actually don't feel that the YouTubers that are calling things out as it is are a problem. Sorry, I don't feel that way. Like, I can see the point of, that it is creating kind of like a generated toxicity. Some people that basically may not have had that opinion probably have taken it because they've watched a YouTube video and what? How did he get over there? Oh, that's just a simulation thing. Oh, good. Okay. But excuse me. I feel like everybody should have their own opinion, and if you don't have your own opinion and you use someone else's, I mean, that's fine, but at the same way, there's something behind that you still believe in. Even if you're accepting somebody else's opinion or being influenced, something about what somebody said to you essentially struck a chord that made you rethink your own way of, your own mindset on the matter. So I still think there's some validity to it, and furthermore, like, until Bungie actually comes out with solutions that actually get implemented into the game, what's the point of talking about it? Like, I don't want to hear anymore, like, about what's coming in fall of 2018 or what's coming next month. Like, what I want to see, essentially, is... I gotta change this. I can't do it. I want to see a patch that comes out and says, okay, hey, look, this is what we're doing. You'll see it in the next overall thing. That you're going to see it then. And then it show up. Like, I don't want to know about your plans way into the future, because it's sad that, like, a lot of the things that you're trying to to put in the game that are taking you a lot of development time right now are essentially stuff that was already sitting in a game that you made. Right? Divine, it's okay. Believe me, I'm just kind of doing my stuff because I feel it's necessary to at least talk about the game, mainly for the people that enjoyed Destiny 1 a lot and are just in a position where they just want to kind of vent their frustrations about stuff. Like, I don't know why that's such a problem.
We
I don't know why people have an issue with people griping about it in the first place. Like, all these changes that Destiny 2 is having, like, with all the changes to, with strike scoring and all this other stuff, like, do you really think any of that stuff would have happened without all this outrage?
It was a risk I had to take, Segura. The Guardian has
Like, do you really believe that? Yeah, exactly. And the only way to ever find like a solution, let's put it this way, maybe the best way to gather solutions is by making the problem known. There's just something wrong with like the game. I get like tearing in my screen all the time with like double images and stuff. It's messed up. I don't know. But
that Minotaur is coated in temporal shielding. It will negate our weapons. Power source looks
well, I mean, let's put it this way. D1, I think the best thing about Destiny 1 is that it offered people that enjoy a more intimate first-person shooter experience the same type of, shouldn't say the same, a similar type of situation that everybody, like in Warframe, just absolutely enjoys. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no other game in town when you're talking about loot-based games with progression systems, or I mean shooter games with progression and loot. Like, there's just not. Oh my God. Rock or something. So you only have a few options there, really, when you think about it. You know, especially when it comes to the idea of like the space fantasy type thing, where you have, you know, unique powers and things of that nature. You gonna kill me? No? Good. How about you? No? Good. Wait, let's see here. I mean, trashing the game is totally trendy, and I don't trash the game for trendiness. Like, I trash the game because I'm upset with it. I don't care. Like, I'm to that point where I feel like I put enough time in the first game, and was like, kind of knew something was going to be bad whenever I saw the original like reveal of Destiny 2. I knew something was just not going to work with the people had already, you know, with the expectations that had already been set forth. Like, there's an idea that you have to, you know, you do have to take that into consideration, don't you? Like,
when you destroyed the original root mine and left,
you don't want to build something that you've already built a customer base on and then completely change it for reasons that the customers enjoyed it, right? Doesn't that usually screw your stuff? Hey, Luca. Blame Terra. Took space ball? Wait, are you saying that Ballast might actually be the man in the wall? See, so like, here's what I'll say about that because we talked about it a little bit, and yeah, I know we want to get into the, oh god, here my dogs go. Okay, sorry about that. The only reason why I'm not 100% on board with Ballast and the Man in the Wall being in the same person is the idea that Ballast was around before the Void incident, and so there's like I guess what I'm saying is the Void was already there, and the Void Demon had already been contacted, or at least experienced, by the people of the Zerman 10-0 before any potential, you know, well, I mean, unless Ballast, like, had planned everything from the very beginning, that's possible, too. We'll have to get into that a little bit. That's a good, Tara, that's a good thought. I mean, the stream's going to jump around a lot. That's just, That's basically how it usually goes. But I'll be getting back to my Destiny talk in 2 seconds. But Tara brings up an interesting point. I didn't think about that. Like, what if ballast caused the void jump instant? What if the void is nothing but like a manufactured area? Okay, yeah, that's... I don't want to say any more because that's... Now without proper research, we're just going to be talking out of our ass here. So, apologize. Anyway. See, they are already preparing D3. That was really the thing that pissed me off the most. But, again, I guess just to kind of like say my definitive thought on it, I don't feel like YouTubers are making the problem worse if they are bringing up a problem that has not been addressed. You know, I feel like everybody's supposed to be able to have an opinion on the matter, you know, one way or another, and so if you're unhappy with something, especially if you purchased it, it would be no different. It would be no different than getting a bad shipment from Amazon and giving a bad, you know, response. The difference is that these people have followers, you know, but it doesn't mean that their experience was any better or that they should have to hold their you know, their opinion back because of who they are. Like if the game or our product is releasing and it's not good, hey, thanks Tess Everberg, then, you know, by all means. I should use my super. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get into Anthem, everybody. I think that's... Let's put it this way. I won't be purchasing Anthem until after it's been out for a good long while, and we know that it's in a decent place. Like, EA and really Activision have... they've burned that bridge for me. I'll never pre-order something from them again. See, like, and I don't want to say I'll never pre-order anything, because I can tell you right now that if Bloodborne 2 comes out, like if that becomes a thing, the second that it becomes available, I will be purchasing the game. Like, I don't care. I don't even care. I'm hoping I don't get screwed, and I'm hoping that I don't have to add From Software to a company list that, you know, I feel is inferior. But Anthem,
network has been disrupted.
Now the mine itself.
Working on it.
So yeah. Okay.
Guardian down.
I feel like every time that we... Well, I guess I shouldn't be complaining. Like the last time we did stream with Destiny, pardon me, we had to do this strike. And I think strike variety has always been a problem in Destiny, period. Not just in Destiny 2. And also, I mean, it is the newest strike, so I guess we shouldn't be like really complaining that much. Yeah, I know I reload a lot. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm a habitual reloader. Will Siege ever use his super? I don't know. That's one of the things in this game too. Like, I feel like you have to like savor your super, which sucks. Nice piano. Whoa, that wall just like glitched out. Monster Hunter World does look promising, and I actually have a buddy of mine, that guy right there, who pre-ordered it, and he is going to be the guinea pig. Because as I mentioned, I can't buy another shit game. Like, it looks good, it looks real good. Looks real good, but I don't want some piece of garbage. I don't. Hey, guy. Holy shit. Warframe talking to Destiny stream. I should just make it like that. I mean, it's always going to revert to Warframe, but then again, what I will say is like in our Warframe streams, you know, we've talked about some other things too. We flip around a little bit. It's fun. It's fun and free here. Enjoy all Phil. Oh, I just tried to bullet jump. It didn't work. I'm like running right into the magma. Hey. Okay. Yeah, nice charge. I hate this. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. Whoa. Oh, see, I didn't know that. The Monster Hunter World doesn't come to the PC until for 9 months. Is that right? Wait, no. I must be not seeing this correctly. Yeah, get him. Get him. I'll get these guys over here. Oh! No! Oh my god. Oscar, I will be 100% honest with you. I noticed, I think it was in, oh god, one of the dev streams here just recently, somebody had mentioned Monster Hunter World. And I'm curious if they're not going to kind of develop the tier lists kind of like in a similar fashion, you know? Can you stop shooting with the big ass gun? Oh, there you go. Nice.
The root mine has been neutralized. Osiris, if you had any plans for this thing when
FT man,
I'm afraid there's not much of it left.
I gotta tell you a thing.
Well, Guardian.
I've never researched it.
Useful. I'll retrieve it soon.
It's one of the few areas that I have never really got into how exactly the relics work. Does anybody in chat know? I know it's console. What can I say? Hey, I'm keeping it real. Destiny 1 was only a console game. Playing it on Destiny 2, the old-fashioned way. I don't know about relics. Oh man, I didn't know that. But I guess what I'm saying is that the AI is more advanced at the moment, you know, but we already know, especially from the last dev stream, that like they're going to be introducing all kinds of new tier lists. So my thought is that, you know, after a while, you know, essentially what they're going to do is they're going to adjust the AI, because even with the newer tier lists that are out there, don't they have like a better AI than the original one? Are they actually out yet, the new tier lists in the PC version? And by the way, I played my first mission of Warframe on PC last night, guys, just so you know. I had my first mission. I picked Excalibur again because he's the easiest one to mod, and I figured that would be the easiest way to just be able to at least put a build together that'll get me through the star chart quickly. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some good stuff coming with Warframe. And I like the fact that they're taking that approach, because it's like Warframe's like getting to the point where it's a bunch of different games. Like if they can evolve the tier list thing into a Monster Hunter World type simulation thing, you'll have a little bit of that game, a little bit of a bunch of other games. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I know, but I have faith in them. I mean, I know it's hard to make, but so is everything else that they've succeeded with. So, you know. Okay, well, I played with mouse and keyboard too, everybody. And boy, was that a travesty to watch. Like, I probably should have recorded that first one just to show how terrible it was, but like I've never played with mouse and keyboard on anything in my life. And so like when I was trying to like walk and run, I'd have to like look down at the, because you know I'm not used to having my left hand in that position with, you know, figuring out where everything was at. It was like so funny. Oh my god, I felt like the worst gamer ever. But
according to the data,
what I'm probably gonna do, I mean, I'm gonna learn it, but it was like for someone like me, it was hard to accept how poorly I was playing. So I'll most likely just return my Xbox Elite controller that I've already broken playing Warframe and replace it and be in a position where I can just hook that up. But I will tell you that Warframe is the Xbox Elite killer as far as the controller is concerned. I've said this countless times. Man, it's going to just screw up that controller. I'm not replacing it every 3 months. Mm-hmm.
On your right, a waterfall of Vex.
Saren's my favorite too, Oscar.
Yes,
Saren, Frost, and I'm really starting to have a love for Rhino recently. No. Stop that. Get some health back. That's how we do it. Stop doing that. I suck. They're all like, I mean, it's this whole game is a rework of Destiny 1. Like, my thought was you know, I was thinking about this the other day with the reskins. Instead of reskinning the guns, why not just bring them back? Like, they still exist in this world, right? Why do you have to call the, you know, the 765 the 765? Why can't you just call this thing the hung jury? Because that's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why? And it would make sense lore-wise. It's like these guns exist, even if they blew up. I'm sure that they made more than one model of each one, you know. So I mean, them actually reskinning the exotics makes sense in that regard, at least lore-wise. But the problem is like, I don't know. It's just so uninspired. Like this.
A failsafe. You're all
And they've reskinned so many guns now. It's insane.
Guardian down.
I don't want to play with the hand cannon either.
Well, I could have.
That's all D2 does is reskin weapons. I mean, there's nothing else but reskins. And I never realized that thing was actually there, a little platform. Yeah, I know. It's always about the money. I think that's half the problem, is that everything is always about the money. Like, money's great and everything, but after a while you just have to really ask yourself, like, what are you getting out of the deal? What are you getting out of the deal? Oh, I know. D3 is going to be just as good as D2 is going to be, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, again, okay, so as we kind of talked about in the beginning of the stream, there's an idea that, you know, like if you look at something like The Division, because I don't know how many of you guys that are playing The Division now played it when it first came out, but I remember that. Like, I remember when the game first came out, and boy, it was rough. The only reason why I don't like wholeheartedly jump on that bandwagon with Destiny is because, well, you know, they kind of did it one time already. Like, they already went through their division stuff with Destiny 1, so it makes you ask yourself, well, okay, when is this cycle going to end? Right? Am I wrong on that? Somebody's shooting us. Let me get you for a second, bruh. Oh, there's no way I'll be able to shoot from there. Oh my goodness. Bitch. You really think it will fix everything? I mean, you don't think that it's just going to be in a situation where they're going to just redo the same cycle again?
The drills have armed crews.
I mean, hey, look, you could be right. Prime, you could totally be right. D3 could fix everything. It absolutely could. But I guess I just haven't seen a reason to believe myself personally that that's the case. You know, I don't know. I feel like they don't treat this if you're a business owner and you have a product that's very, you know, very solid product. Oh God, I'm gonna so die. Yep. It was worth it. Totally worth. I got 5 orbs. Totally worth. Divine, I like that. That's actually cool. Let me ask you this though: does that like promote not rezzing friends? I mean, it still would be fun, but that's you should die. Okay, so I can tell you, I am not a fan of merciless at all. This weapon sucks. Come here, you. Quit hiding.
You know, Cade got stuck stealing from the Vex. Why didn't that happen to the Red Legion?
Yeah. That's a good idea, Prime. Again, if Destiny 3 comes out and it's amazing, then we'll buy it. Right? If it comes out and it's incredible, we'll buy it. There's going to be enough people on YouTube and Twitch and everybody else that the day that the Destiny 2 or Destiny 3 releases, you're going to have the ability to see it from every angle that you want to see it from, and make your decision then. You know, I will continually what the hell? I'll continually go back to this and the fact that at least with the free-to-play model that Warframe... What the hell was that? Did I not turn the thing on? Oh, I just assumed that those guys turned them on. Wow. Feels bad. Feels real bad. Feels incredibly bad. I'm sort of ready for Titanfall 3. I'm concerned about the prospect of who purchased it.
The Vex want this drill? If I were them, I'd want it gone.
But I really liked Titanfall 2. I will tell you that. I thought that game was really, really solid. It had a good story. I mean, it wasn't like the most groundbreaking story ever, like, you know, that made you cry at the end of it, but it was a good story. I felt engaged. I felt immersed. You know, like I was into that. The gameplay was fun. You know, everything you possibly want. That little horde mode that they added after the fact was just really fun. Fortunately, none of my friends bought that game. Like, none of them. So every time I play it, it has to be with Granny. Did you ever get a loadout in Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 where you're playing with it and you just know that it's not right for you?
I hope this is safe. Cabal don't need to stick the landing. We do.
Get all these Orbeez. Mmm. Titanfall 2 was super fun. Like, it was it was very good. Titanfall 1 was very fun. The only problem with it is there was nothing to it. Like, it was the campaign was just comical at best. It was just a bunch of maps. It was just a bunch of game modes slapped together. But the core gameplay was really fun. Like, it was a good game. And then they took all that and they actually added a story to it and some other little features. And I mean, it was solid. Like, I imagine, sadly, like, they could make Titanfall 3 into a Destiny Anthem thing. Where basically it's just an open world game with quests, and you could run around with your mech. Oh, ow! Who pushed me? It actually worked out. I cannot believe it. Bitch. You know my card thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, so like, I feel like there's two, when it comes to shooters, people like that like first person or third person shooters, feels like there's like two camps that you're into. You're either in the one end, the person who likes the progression system and like wants to actually get involved with the game a little bit. So, you know, you'll go in and those people usually go in and find the best weapons, and they'll have a bunch of stuff, and they'll just enjoy them, you know, every aspect of the game they can get into. And then there's the other crew, which, I mean, there's no problem being either way here, who come home from work, they work, you know, 10, 12 hours, they want to come home and they want to kill shit. They don't want to get too deep into the game, they don't want to learn about the lore, they don't want to do anything like that. They want to just be battle ready, hop on, and get their killing going. And for those people, I think that, like, Call of Duty, that's why Call of Duty works so well, because it's that type of game, you know? It's like, hey, if you want to just, you don't want to give two shits about what you're doing and just shoot away, well, here's a game for you. But I mean, like, you can't go into Warframe with that mentality. These guys are just killing it, man. I love it. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't even go into Destiny 1. I think Destiny 2 you kind of can go in, kind of, you know, almost might be able to go in there with that mindset.
Guns.
Oh, who cares? Mythical. Give up B2 on the free trial. Yeah. Unfortunately, I bought the damn thing. I didn't have a choice. Like, I mean, that's when I was doing Destiny YouTube, purely Destiny. It was my only game. So, it was like, you know, I almost had to buy it, but oh man. I keep going back to it. If anybody wanted to see where I was at with the game at reveal, there's a video on my channel that shows that specifically, like, and you can tell, like, I am not on board with most of the stuff that's going to be happening, you know, what's coming up next. I like how one of my videos, like, one of my videos, some people threw some hate at, apparently. It's kind of interesting. You know? They didn't care for my idea for another developer to buy Destiny 1. And I think a lot of that has to do with, in the video, it was more of an idea. I wasn't really, like, advocating that they should go out and do it, and I didn't provide enough detail as far as like how the situation would work, you know, so that in that regard it's probably my fault. you know, that I didn't clarify a lot more within the video, but it was just, it was a thought, you know, it was supposed to be funny.
Modular mind is down.
But I still stand by that video, and I say to anybody that like thinks that sort of thing is impossible, it's not. I mean, it happens in smaller businesses all over the place. Like, if DE ever wants to become a larger company, they're going to have to assume a risk, just like any other small business does. But that's how every other small business has done it beforehand. They go to a bank, they get themselves a big-ass loan, you know, and they get new people, they get a new department going, and they start a new deal. Like, oh, look at that. That's sexy. You're probably right, but so I guess my thought with that is that it's still obsolescence, though, to Activision, because Activision and Bungie are still paying a fee to keep those servers going. So for how long they keep those up, you know what I'm saying? They have to continue to pay. Now, they're still making money by any people doing microtransactions and things of that nature within Destiny 1. But, you know, everybody that's played Destiny 1 recently can probably tell you that it's getting harder and harder to find people to, you know, play with on Destiny 1. So that's starting to, you know, get lower and lower on the list of available things to do, you know. So that's what I was saying. Like, it would be a situation where they would have to come together. They would have to agree on a number of different principles. Most likely merchandising being one of them, like who owns the rights to what characters. And I'm guessing that Activision, Bungie would hold the rights to all that stuff, and they would make some type of agreement where maybe they could, if they did decide to do like action figures, something like that, that maybe they could have two different variants of it. Also, depending on what that would entail, like, you could make the case that if that Jason Schreier article is true and that Destiny's not really too excited about continuing the game as in Destiny 2, like they feel the game is very hard. And it's not necessarily like where their heart's at. Like, it could be a situation where they could just let Destiny 2 die off and make up their money through the acquisition from another company and move on to something else. If that's something, I'm saying if they're to the point where it's becoming more of a drain on Bungie Activision to continue making content and dealing with the community, you know, the customer base and everything like that, if that's gotten to the point where it's just too much to deal with, then, you know, maybe the next move is that way. You know what else I should probably be doing? Use these stupid things. I got enough of them already. Where are they? Dumbass. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another Tenogen round 11. I saw it. Okay, so guys, I like a lot of the Tenogen, but if you guys are going to see my fashion frame, a lot of it has to do with solid colors because I'm a bland guy to begin with. So, as far as the newest Tenogen goes, I didn't see anything that I was like super duper excited to get. And I feel like the one that everybody's like really excited about, or at least it seemed that way, was like the Boban Grax skin, I think it was.
Another set of arc pulses. Coordinates marked.
I don't know. It looks like it's like the Atlas Grax skin. I'm sorry. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've just started to get into the deluxe skins here recently, so there's a couple of them that may end up being something that I just have to have. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel that there's a game to be had. There's a product here because there is a customer base. There's a consumer base out there that genuinely wants to play this game. They just don't want to play this game. They want to play a game called this, but looking a little bit like another game. And I think that now that they're reverting back to a lot of the D1 changes, like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. They changed the game fundamentally to support how they're going to, you know, kind of balance the game and whatnot, which was a terrible decision. Not doing random rolls. It doesn't really matter what your opinion on... Oh God. It doesn't really matter what your opinion on random rolls of the game is. I think what you have to at least acknowledge is the fact that it really screwed up things for Bungie in a couple different ways. The first way, obviously, is it ruined a lot of the stuff that people were actually playing the game daily for, which is a problem. Secondly, it exacerbated the problem of the vault. Because now, without random rolls, you're always going to be trying to collect more guns. So if you're not going to continually increase vault space, like with every single update, you're only making the problem worse. You've actually created more of a problem by just making a decision that I believe was made in the thought of, hey, if we do it this way, we'll have a lot less to balance when it comes to Crucible and stuff like that. Like, we won't have to worry about, you know, if this gun is overpowered, because there will only be one variant of it, you know? And they kind of shot themselves in the foot twice. You know? Oh, Oscar, don't get me wrong. I was just talking about the look of the new Tenogen stuff. The idea behind the Tenogen itself is probably one of the smartest things. And one of the reasons why I think Warframe has such a wonderful, like, relationship with their community, because the community feels like they're really part of the game. And I think that's what's missing in Destiny. We feel like if you're a Destiny fan, right now you're probably feeling like there's somebody at the helm of the game that doesn't necessarily jive with what you enjoyed about the game. Not everybody. Some people like D2, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it seems to be a common problem with a lot of people feeling the same way. You know, so I don't know. With that in mind, like, when you look at DE and they do all this community-centered stuff that's actually in-game, you know, and it allows, like, people that are outside of the company even to make money. Like, just in the fact of, like, look what they do for, like, Warframe, the partners. Like, they allow them to put their stamp on the game. You know, if you've become a YouTuber and you've gotten big enough to the point where, you know, you're advocating the game, like, they give back even in that regard. And I think that's big, because those people are, at the end of the day, they're YouTubers are just people like anybody else. Like, all we did was we decided we just wanted to put some of our gameplay up on this platform, you know, for a lot of us. So to actually be, like, thought of in the, when, you know, choices within the game that we love are, you know, exist, that's really big. Like, it says a lot, doesn't it? Oh, dude, I gotta be honest with you, like, I'm getting the urge recently to spend a little cash money on Warframe. A little cash money. I feel like they've earned a little bit more of my account, and I'm just kind of curious as to what I want to do with it. Like, there's two things. I thought I was just gonna buy some stuff for my Xbox account, and I thought, you know what? Doing this PC thing, man, I could probably deck myself out with some 90-day resource boosters and get on a train early, level up some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Nope. Nope. Don't shoot me. Don't. I'm over here. I didn't mean to hurt any of you guys. It wasn't my intention, except for you. This is the best way to get views is to talk about Destiny right now, as far as just views. Which sucks, because that's not the reason why I'm talking about it. You know, that really isn't the reason why I want to talk about this game. Like, I feel like I feel like there's some real problems, and I'm just frustrated, and I want to vent, and I feel like that's where a lot of YouTubers are at right now, the ones that have, like, kind of jumped ship and are getting the views. The reason why there's a ton of views is because everybody feels the same freaking way. There wouldn't be views if no one believed that this was a problem. There wouldn't be views if people didn't believe that at this state in the game that Warframe offers everything that Destiny said it would. You know what I'm saying? People wouldn't be getting, taking the views if that underlying issue did not exist. So for people to say that like, for people to say that like, that they're wrong for bringing up their opinion and stuff, how? Just because they have a platform doesn't necessarily mean that they... Did I screw something? Oh, yeah, pulse is crap. I'm kind of fell behind in the chat here right now, so I apologize. I'm just reading some stuff. Daily motion, huh? Menticle? Yeah, maybe I have to get on that train a little early. Oh, come on, guys! Can't you do the things? Can't you go do the altar pulses while I hang out up here? Nope, apparently not. Oh, good. Okay, good.
I was so worried about you guys and your stuff.
The cage unit is back.
Zaval's gonna be so mad you cut him out of this. Onward. Fail safe.
Yeah, Twitch is excellent. Don't get me wrong. It's just
You blew my cover.
it's just
Now the fallen are inside
you can't create. I shouldn't say that. You can, but you just don't have the same abilities as far as being able to put your videos and kind of stream all in one place. Like I like streaming, I do, but the videos are where my heart is at. That's what I'm here for. Well, Prime, I mean, problem is that when certain things like that go unadulterated, like it's only a matter of time before some form of regulation comes into play, and so the Paul thing is going to be. I'm kind of curious. I think all YouTubers are watching. Some are actually being really vocal about it, but just to kind of see what the actual ramifications of that whole situation are going to be. I mean, it obviously doesn't look good. Is there any way for me to hit that? Alright, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, I have no more bullets again. Man, I never have any bullets for that gun. Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Keep going. I mean, you're not going to be able to see it if you join the chat late, so. But I don't know. Like I said, it's a shame where we're at with a lot of this stuff. But at the same time, I don't feel bad about speaking about it. I think that if speaking about it only helps the situation, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. And I also feel like if the pressure doesn't stay on, that's when people get lax. People are always going to do the bare minimum to get by. I mean, think about it. Like we're talking about in like jobs and stuff like that. Like when people are, especially if again, if you believe the truth to the matter of people or a bunch of might not necessarily being happy doing what they're doing. If that's the case, then usually people that -2 seconds, -3 seconds. People will do the bare minimum to get by.
Did you hear that?
Well, again, I mean, look, in this day and age, I think a lot of this stuff, whether you're good or bad, like a lot of these younger kids, they just don't understand. They really don't understand the power. They all they want is the fame because they think it's the best thing ever. You know, that's what everybody in the world should strive for is the fame to get the money, and that's all that matters, because a lot, you know, that's a lot of how society is put forth. But then they get it and they don't understand how to handle it. Like, they have no idea what they're doing. Like, I guarantee you, when he put that video together, he wasn't being like malicious. He was just being ignorant. But it's to a point where when you're that young, you don't have the experience in life to make those calls. Like, I didn't. You know, I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't experienced enough. So, but the problem is that you give them a platform without any type of supervision. What do you expect is going to happen? You know? And I mean, I saw that response. It doesn't even seem like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like his parents, and again, I don't want to speak, I don't know what goes on in that house. They could be the strictest people in the world, but it doesn't seem like they're interested in acknowledging the problem, at least, which, you know, that to me that's a problem. You know? Even if your kid's amazing, they make mistakes, because every person that's ever lived in the entire existence of the world makes mistakes. So you have to acknowledge that for their sake, not for anybody else's, just for their own. Bitch, where are you at? Come on. Calm a second. I mean, but we're all stupid until we learn stuffs, you know? That's part of growing up. I mean, and that's half the fun of it. And back in the day, you used to be able to get away with some little shit, but there was like an idea that there were lines that you didn't cross. Like, you crossed some lines, but you didn't cross all the lines, because some lines were ones you just didn't cross. And I think that's the fun of growing up. But, you know, when you give... Oh, that's my guys. Sorry, I'm used to PvP, I guess. But when you give a platform like this and you just make it so wide open, oh man. People don't value subtlety anymore, and that's a problem when so many people are... There's so many feelings to take into consideration. Okay? No, don't get, no, I'm not saying that. He should absolutely knew what he was doing was fucked up. What he shouldn't have, I guess what I'm saying is I'm sure he didn't truly grasp the gravity of what the fucked upness was going on there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he knew it was stupid, but he looked at it as, oh, it's controversial. We can get views, dude. This is a good idea, dude. That kind of thing. Never, and basically saying, you know, it's going to be a problem, but we'll get through it, don't worry, because the publicity it's going to generate will far outweigh any of the negatives, and we'll get by. And because of the fact that, and he even said it in his one thing, he said, like, that he's never fucked up like this, or he's never made a mistake like this, which, you know, he probably has, but at the same time, he's never been caught to this magnitude before. All I think we can hope for is that he wasn't lying and he actually believed what he was saying there, and the fact that, you know, he has a respect at least for the potential destruction he can cause, but maybe not. It's all in basically how he's treated after the fact, I think. Like, if everybody just allows it to go by and no one cares and it's just all gravy, and that's probably going to happen again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of either. I just don't ever try to... Me personally, I don't ever try to shit on anybody else because I don't know their experience. I don't understand where they've come from. I don't understand who they are. And I feel ignorant talking about somebody else when not really understanding them. So All those things could be absolutely true. All those, everything negative that people are saying could be totally true. But I don't know him personally.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I don't even follow his videos enough to really know him. I mean, like, I've just seen the controversy, so. You can call me Vanilla. It's okay. That's what happens when you get old. Yeah. Yeah, I think in that regard, that's just... Why am I still playing D2? I don't know. Because you guys like to see it, or you like to see something Destiny related, because every single one of my Destiny streams gets a lot of viewers, you know? It seems like we have a lot of people that show up to the Sunday stream, which, if you guys are enjoying it, you know, I'm down to play it. It's simple as that. That being said, I think that one of the other reasons why this stream works so well is it's kind of like a therapy session for all of us. You know, we get to sit there and just bullshit talk. Yeah, White, I'll be honest with you. I don't really care to give that 5 or 10 minutes. That's just not my type of content. I don't care. Like, I don't want to know what Logan Paul does. I don't care. You know, we can actually... No, we could have got out of that. I don't care. I don't care what the other one does. I hope against hope that it'll never negatively affect me. I'm certain that it already is. But at the same time, like, I don't... My interest in YouTube's come down to a few things. I like gaming videos. I like movies, that kind of thing, like the channels that enjoy movies and stuff like that. I love theories and shit. You know, that kind of stuff. Conspiracy theories, obviously, if any of you guys have followed any of my lore over the time I've been in YouTube. I like conspiracies, but, you know, that's really the extent of it. And some hockey. I love hockey. I played hockey my whole life. Oh, God. Why does this strike start like this all the time anymore? I don't get it. It's so strange. We just went through this the last stream.
For an operation like this, Zavala provides logistical support. But it sounds like it's just us this time around.
Hawthorne, where'd you put my dad's
I don't
pad?
get
It has
it.
the
Like,
notes
what
about
is
that thing
happening
I'm
with
in
this
charge
game?
You mean the Brockazon strike that's already running?
It's so buggy.
Off to a great start, Mr. Vanguard.
All the paths to the rest of the base are shut tight. But get me to a console, and I'll take care of that.
Hey, Tyrese, how are you? No, what is that?
you shoot
What
up
is
the flare?
maniacal cinephile?
I thought we weren't allowed to have flares anymore after it had nothing to do with why we're not allowed to have flares.
Oscar, Titanfall stream, yeah? Yeah? You think?
I'd get ready for
Would you guys be down for that?
Lots of reinforcements.
I'd play me some Titanfall. Hell yeah. I like that. I'm going to have to do this stream. I apologize. If you're a fan of the Merciless, I'm not. I can't do it. It's just so weak sauce compared to everything else in the game. It's just not worth using. Hey now. What are you doing over there? Oh goodness. Okay, they're both up. Good.
Scanners show reinforcements coming.
That last harvester exposed an active fuel cell. Maybe we can use it.
Maybe we can. Let's go for it.
Why would you pick it up?
Oh, okay. I may have to go
Find
check
where
that
it'll
out
do
then.
the most damage. Smart.
Is it?
Please play D1 instead. Okay. I mean, I could, you know, for next week's stream, that's what we want for you know, I can always do that. I can always do that. I actually enjoyed playing Destiny 1 last week. I thought that was a blast. Like, it's still, the game still feels really good. It feels solid. Whoa! I've used the word flipping away. No, no, don't shoot me. Don't forget it. No, I'm not the droid you're looking for. No. Single Lotta. Come on with that. I dismantled my Lotta from yesterday, by the way. I got rid of... I sold my Lotta from yesterday. I couldn't do it. Sorry, I know you guys love the Lotta. I'm just not feeling that weapon. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me as a Warframe player, but it's... The Lotta and I, we don't have a strong, solid relationship to work off of.
She's totally right, which is why I work alone.
And wait, Lotta is better than Lex Prime? Don't say that. Really?
The ship is still here.
Zahn moved in,
Okay,
but
Oscar, I'm going to check that out. I am going to check that out.
Place chartreuse to match his armor.
I'm sorry, painted it what now?
What is this? No to waste? You guys, I love having you guys in stream. I really do, because it's so funny. Like, when I see all these little things that come across here and all the stuff that you guys are talking about, like, it just, ow, what the hell? It just shows me how old I am. Like, it really does date me out pretty good. But that's what you guys are for.
Remember that elevator?
I'm not going to do it.
Looks like we have to bring it down again.
That sounds easy.
There's a tank here.
Will you get up in there, Titan? Oh my God!
Levels of easy.
When can I, how come I cannot get through there? What the? Are you joking with this? Yeah, get out of there. God, Lord. Alright, we're going to take the long way. Jesus. Let's see how it is. Pardon me, guys. I gotta not look like quite the noob, so if you just excuse me. Hey, how are you? Keep shooting, buddy. Good job. I need to go to the gym. It's been so long. I have a very interesting, I'm reading the chat here, and they're talking about Rivens, and I have a very interesting, what I would call extremely ambitious Riven video that I've been working on behind the scenes. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's it's a little interesting, but hopefully within the next couple weeks I'll have it out.
Thorn, you're not going to believe this.
It's definitely not something. Did someone get this one already? It's definitely not typical content. How's that?
That image.
Oh, I guess it should. Nope, that one missed.
Guardian down.
That's how you do it right there. And like that. I got so many bad Rivens. I got a flux rifle Riven. I got a hind Riven. What's the one I just got? Oh, it was like so disappointing. Like every time I go to get done with the sortie and I see that I have a Riven mod, like I used to get so pumped. Like I can't even explain to you how excited I would get. And like now, I don't, like when I see it, I'm like, oh God, no.
Zahn is here.
And the flame torch. Is he
Oh, I'd like he like turned my camera.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of Warframe. You're gonna see a lot of things. A lot of us are just trying to make do with the content that we have and trying to stay as engaged as we can. And sometimes that means going away from Destiny talk. No, pardon me. But again, you know, you can look at it in a couple different ways. You can always look at it as it's bad. You know, the Warframe to Destiny comparisons are bad, but you could also look at it as thank God there's at least similar games out there that if like one game doesn't trip your trigger for whatever reason, you know, you can kind of, oh my God, am I going to live through this? Oh, maybe. You can flip her around a little bit, you know. Pardon me. Who's shooting me? No. No. Put that in the thing. Put the thing in the thing. Take you. Take that off your hands. We're all over here. They're usually hanging out, chilling. Uh-oh, am I going to miss this boat? There they are. Pull behind me. Whew. How is Argus? I've never actually done it yet. I'm actually very curious about that particular, the raid lair. It looked sort of fun. Again, it still has the same problem. I don't feel like there's a reason that I want to go out and actually do it. Which is like a huge problem, by the way. Like, kind of an odd problem. What do you think? Like when you put out a brand new awesome piece of content and you're like, I don't see necessarily a reason why to do this. I mean, I don't know. That's like I said, there's just so many odd choices that were made. We've talked about that, you know. Magamu's evil. I like Magamu. I got an Amprex Riven, Mintical. I got one too. I was traded. And I will tell you, that's actually a really fun gun. I mean, unfortunately, the roll that I got on the Amprex still doesn't push it past, or on the Riven, I mean. Excuse me. Still doesn't push it into an area that, like, I can take it into late game by any stretch of the imagination. But it does make it useful, like, at least in the star chart. It's really fun. And that's okay. Like, I don't need every gun in Warframe to be the best gun ever. Like, as long as you give me some utility and some fun, I'm into that too, you know? I'm not into the Cyclone. I don't care. It's gonna suck. Sorry, I can't do it. I hate that gun. Oh my God, Destiny 2's raid armor looks so bad, in my opinion. Like, I don't get it. Like is it just me, or doesn't the Warlock kind of look like Mary Poppins? Like with her little veil on, you know what I'm? Like, I don't know. It's strange. I wasn't really a fan of much of any. Sadly, the only armor that I really do like was the Dawning armor for the Warlock. I thought that one was incredible looking, but I wasn't going to pay for it, so I don't have it. So I would like to do it, because I mean, it did seem at least interesting as far as, you know, the concept of it. Oh, no, please stop. Oh, no, I'm not going up here, because then one of them stupid Cabal balls is going to fall down on my head. Hey, come back here. What's wrong with you? I mean, again, I tell you what the nice thing, though, is, I guess, if you want to look at it this way, is that, like, none of the armor looks awesome enough that you have to have it. What's going on next here? That you have to have it, so, like, because the armor itself doesn't really matter. Oh, is he down? Oh, nice job, guys. Good job. Because the armor itself doesn't matter, you can pretty much pick whatever one you want and just go with it. I wonder if that's a reason why they decided to change the shaders up so that they were like one-time self-serve shader, where basically, you know, you have to keep recoloring the pieces because they knew that just doing it like all by itself would make, because you wouldn't be changing armor at all. Like, it would make that whole thing like kind of worthless. I want a perfect roll adder axe. That's what I want. And if I could just have a Barrett and Prime Riven, that's all I would like that. But I have, like, my Rivens are amazing. You know, they're let's see, what's the best ones that I have? Like I said, I got the Flux Rifle. I got an Angstrom. I got an Angstrom Riven. Kraken sucks too, yeah. I mean, Kraken and the Cyclone, like, it's like, pick your poison. Which one would you rather feel bad about more while you're playing? Mercury. Oh, man. Are you kidding? There's never anything going on here at this planet. Really? Mercury? Oh my god. Yes, you can. Scared, you can totally join my clan. I mean, we don't play very often. So, I mean, if you join the clan, don't expect to get like the weekly raid engram or I mean, sometimes like any of the engrams at all, because I'm on PS4 right now. Or not PS4, sorry. I'm on Xbox right now. Sorry. Sorry. Reading stuff. Yeah, I would think that the Buzzlock would actually be one of the few weapons in Warframe that would be like perfect for PvP, because it's the only way you can keep headshots on somebody. So here we go to Mercury with nothing to do. Hey Stoner, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. Like, I'd like to do a stream with the clan at some point if you're interested in that. Do you think we could set something up? Like, maybe do, you know, it'd be fun. Ooh, I am in a Warframe clan. In fact, there's my clan leader right above you there, Remo. The stream always turns into a Warframe stream. That's just how it works. What are you doing over here, Mercury Defender? What the hell are you? Here, have that. What I will say though is I don't know necessarily if clan works in PC, so I'll have to make sure I try to get over there as well. Guys, I'm gonna tell you though, I just don't know about put that in there. I just don't really know about playing with mouse and keyboard. Boy, it was so weird. Oh my god, was it strange. I would recommend starting the Division right now. If you don't own the Division and you're looking for a game that has similar aspects, loot-based aspects, to more like Warframe than Destiny, I will tell you that. The Division actually can get somewhat complex when you start looking into how you get your gear your weapons, how you can mod your weapons, set bonuses for having multiple. I mean, there's all sorts of excellent stuff in the Division. It'll have you playing for a while. I mean, it really will. It's fun modes. But there's a lot to it. So if you're into that, and you're into kind of like maybe a little bit of a slower type of gameplay, I guess you could say, because it really is boots on the ground. You don't jump. You can Dark Souls barrel roll over to the side a little bit, but that's about the extent of it right there. Do I prefer Destiny or Warframe? That's actually a good question. I guess what I would say is I'm enjoying Warframe a ton more at the moment for everything it has to offer. Where I would say that the games are different, and I think maybe the main reason why I thought of DE buying the Destiny 1 license would be because I feel like Destiny 1 gives you that, or Destiny gives you that intimate shooter. Like, when I'm playing this game, it's between me and this guy, usually, right here. Okay? There might be a couple other people around, and every once in a while you're going to pull off a couple multi-kills, but it's very intimate. Whereas Warframe, you are a god killing off hundreds of things at a time. You know, like tens of hundreds of things. So that's the difference that I always say between the two. Like, Destiny, you are a super soldier. Warframe, you're a god. And I want both of those experiences. You know, like, I like having both of them. So, Warframe I'm definitely enjoying a lot more right now. But in a perfect world for Siege, I would have these two games, Destiny 1 and Warframe, live on for the next 5 years. And then I would basically have everything I could possibly want in video gaming. You know, if one got a little stale or sour here for a second, I can just flip over to the other one. It's all good. You know, if content was a little dry for one, I just move over to the other one. If they both have stuff going on, well, damn, it's going to be a good week of gaming now, isn't it? Oh, Remo, I actually thought that you were referring to the Destiny clan. Stefan, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak for our clan there in that way. Just say he could join, but you're here to tell him, so that's cool. I haven't really invited a lot of people into the clan because I don't necessarily know if I have that authority or should have that authority. So, but Acolytes of the Beyond, everybody. That's my Warframe clan, and we have well, it's just the sickest clan. Like, there's never a thing that I go in and need that they don't have. That's not sitting in there waiting for us. So, and I think that's the sign of a good clan. The food is great. Is there ever going to be a public event on this planet? Like, is there ever going to be a public event on the planet that there's supposed to be public events this week? Can't you just up the rate for the week? Like, dude, come on, man. This is insane, right? I don't want to just run around the donut and shoot stuff. Like, I'm tired of shooting this hand cannon. Let's do something else. What else did we get? Oh, we got the Jade Rabbit today, everybody. Which is, you know, it's a reskin. it's a reskin. Well, actually, it's not a reskin. It's the same gun. I apologize. I didn't mean to make that terrible distinction. Oh God. The Crimson. Looks cool, doesn't it? Man, shame. Oh, okay, well then you're better off. Yeah, stay there. We don't do anything. I got time to reload. I'm going to have to. Look at this. Can you imagine The funny part about it is, in Destiny, if you're shooting an enemy like this... Wait, where'd you go? What the... Thank you for ruining my point. My point was going to be that if you're shooting an enemy multiple times in Warframe, that probably means that your gun's not good. And yet in Destiny, like, that's the game. Okay, I'm out of bullets again. I'm out of bullets, guys. Guys! I'm out of bullets! $43. I'm going to tell you how bad it is. You see what we're doing right now? This is the end game. This is the, I mean, really, this is it. This is what you do. I mean, you can go play the raid, but the problem is that end game, in my opinion, centers around the idea of trying to progress. And whereas you can play the raid, it's not going to do anything that shooting shit in just any random planet and getting like your regular rewards for the week does. So this is it. This is the end game right here. This is it. And he was, you know, like what the hell? Ah, sad. Sad. Dude, seriously, where are the public events? Where are the public events at? Where are they? This is getting a little ridiculous. I didn't come here today to bash Destiny. I actually was going to come here today to kind of talk about, you know, just being somewhat, you know, less negative than normal. But it's like they're public events sort of thing. So does this work? I know it's just a... Where are they? Dude, I mean, come on. You know? I have used the standard. I have used the standard. Oh, that's right. You can't use a sparrow here!
Guardian down.
Shit! Yeah, I mean, there's no raid. If I ever tried to use the standard Barrett in Warframe, yeah, I have. I wouldn't do it again. That's another, to me, that's another Cycron weapon. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't do nearly enough damage for the amount of bullets that come out of it. I feel like you're shooting them with water gun or something. Yeah, there is, this is it. This is it. Is it your birthday today, Tyrese? I'm sorry, I might have missed that. Is it your birthday? Because if it is, happy birthday to you. Tokens. Tokens. All these tokens. How long have I been here now? Do public events spawn? Or is there one going on right now? Did I miss it? How do you get in there? Let me in, man. Let me in. Oh, no. Wait, what? What are those things? What the fuck is this? What do you do with it? Oh. Oh, this is new. Are these always here? I think this is the first time I've ever noticed this. Pull out this pea shooter. Chibi, I have a Volcar. It's like my main sniper. Mainly because it was like the only one that I like really developed. Like I put some Foreman into it, and I put a catalyst into it. It's basically the one I use most of the time. Okay, nope, we're done. We're done with this thing. We're done with it. Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. We're done with it. We're done with it. It's terrible. Here's a minigun. Get off my back. Give me that shit. Well, okay, so Future, this was kind of going back to what I was talking about earlier, that like the idea, people had an expectation of what they were going to be doing and getting from Destiny 1. And them going away from random rolls basically made it so that expectation of having multiple things to grind for went away. And so the only other option, and like every YouTube video that I watched leading up to it was like, look, if you're going to have fixed rolls, you better have a bunch of weapons. You better have a shit ton of weapons. And they don't. And so, like, again, I'm looking at it like you really screwed yourself by trying to make the Crucible easier to balance with the weapons as they are. Like, you know, with all the little things that you did to kind of just change the game to make it easier to manage, you really kind of made it harder on yourself to keep people happy. I feel like they should have probably thought about that in a different way. Oh, you know what? I'm glad somebody brought up Christopher Barrett, because anybody that's following the situation knows that Christopher Barrett has basically put himself in the crosshairs. And I hope that he understands that. Like, and I'm not saying I would ever go after him. I mean, he seems like a really decent dude who's basically just trying to do some damage control, okay? But what I am saying is that you know how volatile this community can be. And if he's going to accept the role as the face of kind of the changes in the game and whatnot, then he's also going to have to accept him being the face of potential blowback should, you know, the rest of the company that's behind him not support him, you know, in trying to get the things that he's trying to get changed to make the community happy go through. You see what I'm saying there? Like, I hope that he has enough trust in his own company to do him right. Because if they don't do him right, the dude is going to be, he's going to have to deal with a shitstorm that's not going to be his fault, you know? You can tell he's just trying to, he's trying to be a sounding point, like a mediator, a middle ground area. Look at that. Oh, I missed him. Holy shit. They exist. Get off me. Oh.
Vex are on the move.
I mean, and again, just to kind of get to accentuate that point, Christopher Barrett's only one guy. That's it. So if the rest of the company doesn't get behind him and support him necessarily, like they're going to have to do in order to change anything, man, I feel for that dude. I feel for him. I just hope he knows what ship he backed there. I just hope they're willing to actually, you know, do him right for basically stepping on a grenade for them.
Guardian down.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I'm curious to know if like they didn't just set Christopher Barrett up as a lamb to the slaughter. You know, that if everything goes wrong, that he can just be sacrificed quickly and easily, as you know, the face of the problem when you know, legitimately he has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Oh man. Greed, guys. Greed. 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 Greed can do so many interesting things. I just feel like it's a lot to take on. There's a lot wrong with this game. Okay, and it's not going to be fixed right away, unfortunately, but it should never have come to pass in the first place. But here we are. So with that in mind, like I said, if someone wants to white knight it and basically come out and save the day and do all that other stuff and blah, 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 make the game, you know, what somebody's vision of it is, and everybody's happy, and, you know, the whole 9 yards, and hey, man, I'm all for that. I just know that every single time that I've heard someone say that they're going to make the game better, it's been made better in such minuscule ways, and it's never satisfied anybody up to this point. That you almost have to question: do they even know what making the game better means? Like maybe the Destiny community as a whole's idea of a better game and Bungie's idea of better game are just fundamentally different. And then what happens then? Because if they're trying to make the game quote-unquote better, right? But they don't understand what the customer base thinks is necessary to make it better. We're real... Yeah, they really did drop the ball. You know, like, I just feel like with Destiny more so than anything else, I believe that there's this really significant option. There's this significant thing that exists, and it wasn't given its proper respect at all, like for what it could have become. I guess I'm not getting over there now, huh? All right, whatever. Let me in there. Throw me in, coach. All right, back out again. Cool. Let's see this thing. Hey, buddy. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but I mean, I just don't see over this whole thing. Like, I don't know what they're gonna have to do essentially to get people to like really get on board with Destiny 3. Especially because now we know for a fact that they're definitely developing it. So, whoa, God. No. Stop. Please. Don't do it. Where's my... How come my melee isn't working? I thought I got health back. Isn't that what this helmet does? Did that just take an inordinate amount of time to, like, get my health back for some reason? Are you telling me now that the Destiny exotics don't even work as far as the perks are concerned? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Just saying. I don't know, there's all my bolts again. He beat me to it. I don't know. You know. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Deej. Did you guys all see that that Destiny's looking for a new community manager? I might have missed that in the chat here. But I'm very, very, very curious to see what that's all about. Like, does it have to do with mainly with you know, maybe him moving up to a different position in the company, or does it have to do with him potentially thinking to himself that it might be time to get off the old Destiny train and look for other options in this world? All right, Prime, take care. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Come back next week. Same time, same situation. Although Sundays is always going to be like kind of a crapshoot as far as what we get into. But we seem like we have a pretty good time doing it, so. Hey, who just opened up a chest? I heard chesties. Who opened that? Where's that? Oh, yeah, I heard you. Even in a shitty looter game, when I hear chest, it's like, you know, like a Pavlovian response. I gotta open it. Gotta go get it. Nothing I can do about it. Brother. Yeah, you know, I mean, guess what I'm saying at the end of the day is I definitely like to see this game get to somewhere, but I don't see me coming along for a majority of the journey. Once I'm gonna play the next expansion because I have it. I'm hoping against hope that they don't shit all over the Rasputin lore like they've shit all over the Osiris lore and the Saint 14 lore. I have a funny feeling that they're going to. So that's, you know, you may see, that may be when the rant truly comes. Like, I'm already to the point where, like, I want to do a video on how poor the story for Destiny 2 really is, and, like, the fact that the only thing that makes it anything at all is just the idea that they actually added, like, a couple cinematics and a beginning, middle, and end to the story, I guess. But, like, story-wise, it's driven by so many plot devices and just plot MacGuffins all over the place. Like, it's a terrible story, like, with no immersion, no anything. And then the Curse of Osiris story, like, sadly, like, it's worse. It's worse. Oh, I love them chesties in many different ways. Oh, nice, nice. We got one of them special containers. Where we at in the void? That's where I usually get mine. Oh, God. An interceptor has left the area. Give me shit. You're right. Argos is. It's a step in the right direction. But again, you can put the coolest thing in the game. The neatest thing. You could put an incredible story along with this raid layer thing. Say there was an actual, like, cinematic thing along the way with, like, an ending to it and all that stuff. It's only as good as the one time that you play it, maybe two, if there isn't something at the end worth coming back for. Is that hard? Like, I don't understand why that's a difficult concept, right? The Taken King story was actually pretty good. And I will say this. I wish that they would have done something in regards to the Book of Sorrows, fleshing that out in some way, shape, or form. Because the Book of Sorrows has some really cool shit in it. Like, if you're into the lore of any game, you know, what they do in that particular area, they just kind of really flesh out the villain, and they give you a completely different side, a lot better than they do with Gaul. Gaul's story sucks. God, like, it's so stupid. Who cares about him? Like, it doesn't matter. You didn't make me feel a thing for that guy, so I'm not going, like, there's this perspective thing within the Destiny 2 story of, you know, like, him trying to be, I don't know, like, honorable? Like, that this is his thing, that, like, he was meant to do this, or that it was like, oh God, where am I at? Oh no. But in truth, they contradict everything about what they tried to go for with him. Like, and I think I said in the last stream, like, he's this guy who makes it a point that says he will not take the light. He wants it to be given to him, because to do that would admit failure, and he never fails. He never ever fails. So you set this precedent up in the story that this man is driven by something greater than just ultimate power, in the idea of he wants to be chosen. Okay, that's noble. What did he do at the end of the story? He kills his best friend, which is odd. But whatever. I mean, they've never been really, you know, good about kind of putting that stuff together with logic. But more importantly, he goes and takes the light. So what was this? What was all that? What was all your bullshit about? What was this story about? Why did you tell me that I needed? Oh my God, I'm just playing like shit now. Why did you tell me that and make it such an important part of the story that he is honorable in that regard, and then just shit on it at the very end of the game? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And furthermore, did we even do anything? Like, at the end of the game, the Traveler beats the end guy. We don't beat the end guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't beat him. The Traveler does. So, everything that we did in the game, A, is meaningless, and B, you could also make the case, and I'll keep saying this because I've said it 1,000 times, and I don't care because it's the most relevant point when it comes to Destiny's story. If the Traveler is alive, it makes the entirety of Destiny 1 pointless. If the Traveler could just reanimate himself at any point, and if you're going to go by the thinking that the reason why it sacrificed itself was because if it was dormant, then it wouldn't attract evil, well, then you shouldn't have put out super soldier gods in the process, because guess what they attracted in your stead? More evil. So what's the point? What is the point? And I've said this to a bunch of my buddies that I play with in regards to the story. Like, to me, the ending of Destiny 2 should have went like this. If you're going to go with all that story, with Gaul and all that crap, and everything else, you definitely don't resurrect the Traveler. Wouldn't it have been a lot cooler, like, in that end scene? You guys, everybody that's watching this right now that's played the Destiny 2 story and remembers the ending, just close your eyes for a second with me. And I know this sounds stupid, but imagine this. You're at the end of the game where you as the player have now defeated Gaul, and he's sitting on the ground, right? And his big darkness form with the wings from, what's his name, from Oryx. Why he has Oryx's wings, I don't know, because it's supposed to be the Traveler's energy that he's siphoning off, not the darkness. But the Traveler's wings, or the Oryx wings, come up, and he comes at us. Instead of the Traveler resurrecting itself and coming back to life, how cool would it have been? Because you've already set up that mission that you know that there are other Guardians in the tower, right? How cool would it have been if, like, at that moment, you just saw all kinds of different Guardians everywhere, all over the burning tower, igniting their shit up. You know, like hammers. You know, you see 16 Guardians over there igniting hammers all in a corner, all together. All kinds of different storm trances going off at the same time. Tons of shadow shot, you know, coming like from like one area of the thing, shooting and hitting Gaul all at the same time, restraining him down, having strikers come up, you know, ascending from like ships and stuff and just coming down on top of him. Having all this stuff going off, you know, and showing the power of the Guardians as a whole coming together to beat this one thing. Like, to me, that is what a story would be. And it would actually give you a reason. Like, it would show you, it would set up everything that last mission has already showed up. You know that there are other Guardians in the tower because they've been running around with you. You know, they've been running through the tower, and yet at the last fight, they become all invisible. Use them. Use them. If you're going to make a game that's basically centered around stupid team shotting, make it so it looks like the Guardians are more powerful as a group than they are by themselves. Give yourself some type of narrative that makes the decisions that you've made make sense within the story, and then when people say shit like, this is stupid, you can go back and at least say, well, yeah, but it makes sense in regards to the story itself, right? Right? I understand that, but the problem is that with the Orash wings, the darkness wings, the problem is still that power that Gaul used was supposed to have been siphoned from the quote-unquote Traveler. So why would it have darkness anywhere near it? Right? I'm telling you, like, that's my ending. That's the ending I wanted. Like, when I think about that ending, when I think about that ending in my head and the possibilities, and I visualize that, not only do I get like pumped, like I feel like everything that I did in the game was worth it. Not to mention the fact that, like, I do feel like the people that have joined me along the fight, like, they actually matter. Not to mention, like, if the Traveler's still not alive, then that does give me a place as a Guardian, doesn't it? You know, it makes my job worthwhile, because if right now the Traveler's alive, why the hell am I even here? Why am I shooting this dude? Why am I shooting this guy? You know, what's the point? Yeah. And then he turned it into darkness. How did it turn into darkness? How did the power from the Traveler turn into darkness wings? How? How can I be on Mercury for as long as I've been playing and only see my second public event? I mean, I used to think of the Traveler as just a big-ass battery, you know, but now I don't even know if you can do that. You know, I don't know what the hell he is. Ridiculous. Did anybody ever see, excuse me, the I hate everything, I hate Destiny video, like, I'm done? It's like his last one that he ever did. You know, like, he makes a great point in the fact that when you take this incredible power that you use in the game, this all-powerful thing, and you don't explain it, it creates such a weird place for the rest of the game. And he uses the thing, it's funny, you know, he goes on and says, like, in the Star Wars, if Star Wars was basically centered around, like, the Traveler, like a ball, like, when Obi-Wan was talking to Luke for the first time and said, you know, this is the Traveler is everything, you know, the ball is everything. Without the ball, we're nothing. Like, don't you think the first question that Luke would have had is, well, what's the ball? Like, what is it? What does it do? You know, like, why? Hey, buddy, where you going? Lead you a little bit there. I'm gonna kill you with this thing. Ow. Take you down. No, actually, Destiny 1 has quite a lot of lore. It has a lot of good lore. But the problem is, it just seems like the people that are running the show, as far as the quests and actually the cinematic aspect of the game, either didn't read any of the lore or are not fans of the lore, because it always seems like, for as detailed and as, like, intriguing as they set stuff up in the game, lore-wise, when a story actually comes out regarding one of these characters that's been, like, so revered in the lore, it's, oh my god, this guy, he's so amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then the quest comes out with him, and you're like, this guy's boring as hell. You know, like, I don't understand it. Like, Osiris sucks. He didn't do anything. He was pointless. And this is supposed to be, like, Destiny 1 played him up to be this, like, this incredibly important character, powerful, beyond power, you know? Oh, I lost my guy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you get into that regard, like, in Saint 14 is another, they did a quest for Saint 14, who's, you know, revered as one of, like, the name Titans in the lore. Like, he's one of, when you think about Titan, you think about Saint 14. That quest that was in this game centered around this stupid area is so devoid of anything in regards to an actual story that the only thing that you get from him is a shotgun and his dead body. That's what you get. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Trav, I'll talk to you later, man. No big deal. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this, you know, okay, so here's the worst part about it. Here is the worst part about it. Destiny... The people at Destiny could literally walk around to 6 different YouTubers, to 12 different YouTubers right now. People I have that come to mind immediately are like Mylan Games. My name is Bite. Dark Side. I mean, Dark Side royalty lore. Like, I think is, for as much as he puts the game down, like Joker knows his shit. He understands the lore, like, intensely. Any one of these guys, you pick your favorite YouTuber that does lore, could do a better job fleshing out a story than the people that they've gotten together to do it. So my question is Bungie, let me ask you this. Here's a major question for you. Why does this all look so good? Why does everything look so good? Why is all this so detailed and gorgeous and beautiful? And why does everything feel so good as far as like just the mechanics of the gun and the way they shoot and everything else? Why are those parts of the company held to such incredibly high standards? And then there's this other section of the company that apparently can get away with doing less than nothing.
Stand strong.
And I'm talking about, like, do they just grab some dude off the street to get their stories together? Like, hey, bro, have you ever played Destiny 1 before? Oh, yeah, man, I played it. If we gave you $50, would you mind writing a story for Destiny 2? I mean, I don't know a lot about the game, but sure, $50. You know, I'd probably spend a few hours on it. Oh, okay, cool. And then here you go. Here we are, Destiny 2, baby. Let me put as many plot devices in as I can, just, you know, so the story will somewhat flow a little, sorta. Not really. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Hey, where's my health regen? Okay, now I'm gonna have to do this. Dude, what's going on here? That's not what this helmet does. Kills with arc melee abilities trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. Bullshit! No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. It does not do that. Don't shoot him, please, sir. He's gonna take a little damage. Or maybe it's just health, not shield. All right, let's try. Let me get into that. Will someone please shoot me? Please. Right, you guys are making it real hard for me to test something. Oh, over here. This would be a perfect place to test it. Well, I mean, again, I think you gotta remember, guys, that when it comes to the YouTube thing, especially for some of these guys who have decided to make their channel centered around a particular game, like, they do have an interest in it. So, you know, you don't see companies out there that sell Tide detergent openly bashing Tide detergent, even if it's bad. I think with those guys, there's a level, or there's a measured level of how salty or how pissy they can get. People like me that don't make any money on YouTube, it doesn't matter. I can get as pissed off as I want because it's not gonna. Bungie doesn't give two shits about what I think, you know. So that's the reality of the thing. But for people like them that have a, you know, said they're making their living, they're making their, you know, they're doing that kind of thing, and they're trying to really make it there. I think there is. Oh, what the. All right, nice. Skinny G. What's this? Oh. How are you?
This is it. Strike down the Vex.
Gav, how are you doing, dude? Well, okay. White, you know, you made a really good point right there. You know, if that's what we're up to, if we're eating Tide Pods right now, what can we really expect? Oh, wait, no, oh, wait, is there? Oh, sorry, dude. I apologize. I didn't realize, dude. I'm doing stream, man. If I was paying attention, I would have. I'm sorry. God, I feel terrible. I should have rezzed that dude. What a dick I am. But yeah, I will say this. Oh, nice nade, Dan. Good job, buddy. That's wonderful stuff. Really Bastion Destiny talent. I don't know. The story gets me really angry. I think you guys can probably pretty much figure that out. It really gets me angry because, like I said, they have the opportunity to do something really great, and they chose to go down just the worst, the crappiest route. Stupid. Why? Gaul should have been exactly what IHE said. Holy shit! What did he do? Wow, that was wrong. He should have. Gaul should have been just a ruthless warmonger that did not care at all about controlling the Traveler. It should have been about destroying the Traveler. That would have made way more sense for the Cabal. They're not. You can. You've been shooting them now for 3 years. It's pretty obvious they're not an intelligent race. Oh, by the way, why are Gaul and the Consul the only two people in the world who apparently, or only two Cabal people that know English? English? Anybody? I mean, wouldn't that have been like, has anybody ever heard any of the other races other than like Varix? Well, I guess he did, so I don't know. But then again, they hung out with the Fallen, so, or with the people out in the Reef, the Awoken, so he could have learned that way. What interaction has Gaul had with any human being to learn English? I'm on Xbox, guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the chat here. I apologize. Take that. But I don't know. The weapon that we got the I don't know, that sniper, and then we also got the what's it called? The Jade Rabbit. It's great. Alrighty. I think that's done with that. Yep. I lost my team, so I can't do the Nightfall. Well, I guess there's only one place to go with this, huh? You guys get to really be wowed here. As we go into maybe some Crucible. Oh my god. Are you joking? Dude, Crucible is rough. It's rough sailing. I'm just gonna come right out and say that it's really rough sailing. I'm very, very shocked that people can play the D2 Crucible for long periods of time. And maybe that's me being a jerk saying that. But I'm just at the point where it just does not seem fun to me in any way, shape, or form. It's almost like a slog. It's rough. Yeah, I don't care about that. There's nothing in there. You know, there's nothing in any of these we're gonna have to use that thing, obviously. There's nothing in any of the bright engrams that are of any type of significant value. Like, there's just not. The reason why I want... Okay, so this is another place where I feel like Bungie's not understanding what we want. So they allocated a lot of the items, ghosts and all that crap, over to regular engrams, and that's really great. The problem is that in Destiny 1, the sparrows and the ghosts and stuff that I earned were the coolest looking ones that only could be had in late game activity. Microtransaction simulator. Vantar, you're going to find, I believe, that the Osiris weapons from the Forge, there's nothing special about any of them. You know, I have quite a few of them. There's just nothing. You know, they're just a regular gun. Again, and if I'm Bungie, if I'm doing this gun right here, would it not make sense if, say, there was a circle right here that does increased damage against Vex? Would that be so game breaking? You know, increased damage against Vex. Yeah, but so far, like, I mean, you're right. We need loot that's worth chasing. It doesn't matter. Don't give me anything. I don't want for doing the Nightfall or whatever the first time this update comes out. I don't want an exotic ship, Sparrow, whatever. I don't want that. Why don't I want it? Because everybody has it. You know, I don't want that. I want to earn something. I want something. If I'm going to go to the tower, when I get there, I want to be like excited about showing off the stuff that I got, you know? And furthermore, like, guys, has inspecting another player like been made completely worthless? Like, half the fun of playing in the past was looking at a dude's gun and being like, "Oh, dude, you got this on that? Yo, you can get Prometheus lens on Xbox. You don't really want it. It's garbage right now. They nerfed it to the ground. You know, but that was half the fun. Like, you'd look at raid armor, and or if someone, like, you saw some sick armor, like, you'd go into the tower, you'd look at someone, you'd be like, "Oh, dude, this gives you more ammunition or more heavy ammo against this," and you're like, "Dude, I gotta get that. How do I get this? How do I get this piece of armor right here?" And then someone says, "Oh, dude, you got to do the raid." Oh, well, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing the fucking raid. But now I have not inspected one person since I played D2. Like, I don't care what your gun is, because you know what? My positive outlook is the same thing as your positive outlook. My colony looks the same way as your colony. You know, my Better Devils is the exact same thing that you have. You know, the only thing that that I might be able to view for you is how you have your setup. Like, do you have it all for health recovery or whatever? But I pretty much know that you're probably going to be just playing to essentially try to get as much recovery as you can with a little bit of resilience and as little mobility as possible. That's pretty much what everybody else is using, because it's the only loadout that actually works. Where's everybody at? Fight me. Fight me. I'm getting this. I'm taking this shit right here.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
Me neither, Shax. Me neither, Shax. I don't even want to play. Got you. It didn't kill him? What? All right, I got him, but then I got flanked. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, they've really kind of screwed themselves as far as Destiny 3 is concerned. Like, they have really put a bad taste in people's mouths, and I think, like, in the grand scheme of things, I think the way that they're viewing stuff is, as long as they make the game good come the end of the... Oh, he's invisible. As long as they make the game good come the very, like, right around the time that they're going to drop the new content, as long as they make it decent, then everybody will come back. And I don't necessarily think that that's the case this time. Like, you know, fool me once, you know, shame on me, right? But fool me twice, or shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me. Because I think that's, I think that's where a lot of people are at with it right now, too, you know? I'm gonna have to do something with this Monster Hunter world. I'm getting a lot of oh my god, am I trash with the can? Why do I even use that? Is there anything else I can use? No. Shit. Alright, baby. Alright, now you can go for that heavy ammo.
You've lost the lead.
I'm sure we have, Shax. I'm barely playing. Finish him off, Tufty. There you go. Nice job, baby. Oh, my aim is trash. Trash garbage.
Gains the lead.
Oh, man, see that? Look, I feel like at this stage in the game with Destiny and Bungie, whatever position you take is totally okay. If you're done with Bungie, then you're done with Bungie. That's it. You know? And you don't ever have to come back and, oh my god, am I getting team shot? But if you're also upset, that's okay too. But if you're upset to the point where you still feel like there's a chance, I mean, that can totally happen. It's just one of those situations where I really do think they need to show more than just a good game. They have to show that, like, the company actually cares about the customer base again. I think it's pretty important. You know, which is in any business, like in any business. It's not just in some businesses. It's in any business that you ever engage in. Like, if you've lost the trust of your customer base, you've lost a lot. You know, sometimes you can't ever get that back. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Dude, are you ever gonna not be right there? Okay, I'm gonna have to come and flank ya. Are you already dead? Oh, good. Hello? Hello? Okay. Just, a little ring around the resin. Oh, God. I get hit with a throwing arrow or throwing knife? I agree. I mean, but again, the thing with the EA is that, like, they got caught and they've had to make changes because of it. But I feel like Destiny got caught too, and yet they, for some reason, didn't need to make changes, or didn't. At least they didn't make timely changes. I haven't seen anything different up to this point. No.
Three minutes.
Dude, what happened to my colony? How did that not kill that guy? People getting, like, wise to how to beat it. I think, what do? Just jump straight up in the air when it comes at you? It sucks. It was like my go-to heavy weapon. Oh god, invisibility. Don't do that. Just watch with the invisibility, okay? Every time I walk in there, there's 4 people. I don't know. Someone brought up an interesting idea, a kinetic class for Destiny 2. You know, do whatever you want with it, but it would be kinetic damage based. I mean, it's the only other damage type that's actually in the game. Why not make a thing centered around it? Oh, you! I hate it. I hate it, and I hate me. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with we're just getting to a point where, like, I feel like it's going one of two ways. You got the I saw him shooting that thing at me. You got the ability for people to kind of find more interesting ways of monetizing, but I think one of the things that a lot of these companies are forgetting is, don't think for a second that you're smarter than the internet, because you're not. You are not smarter than the internet. Every little thing that you do that isn't truthful, they will find out. As an aggregate, nothing's smarter than the internet. So don't try. Do not try.
1 minute. Hit them.
Oh, there's a dude. There's a dude. There's a guy.
Shut the enemy down.
Guess we did, huh? See? And here's a big problem with D2 Crucible. This is what this game promotes.
That's why we have
is just everybody getting together and just. They need to drop the time to kill in Destiny 2 big time. They really do. Like, it's just no fun to constantly be having to run around with other people. It's just such a shame. Why, you know, why so many interesting changes? How's that thing seeing it? No. God.
A victory well executed.
Oh, we won. I didn't play very well, but Destiny 1's much better than Destiny 2. I mean, not even close. Not even close. For me, that's my opinion.
You've got some fight in you. Good.
Well, I'm not giving anybody wow, I played terrible. I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt on any of the new games. Like I really do. I do really want to see some gameplay. I want to get people's opinion of it for more than a week. You know, because when the games come out all the time, it's always the same thing. You know, there's so many people that are just so juiced for the idea of the game that they're willing to overlook what the game is actually presenting to you during the time, you know, just because it's day of. And so in the beginning, you get these reviews that like, oh, this is so beautiful. This is the best thing ever. It's great. And a couple weeks in, after people have played it for a little bit, that's usually whenever the problems start to exist. And you're like, wait a second, there's some things that are not really jiving per se. Do you know what I'm saying? Are we talking about Avara? Mm-hmm. Get ready for that one. That's a fun grind. Woo! Guaranteed though, if you grind out Avara the old-fashioned way, you'll never fear a spy mission in Warframe again. In fact, you may find yourself doing them solo just to make sure that you get them done correctly the first time. I didn't. You know what, Gav? I didn't care this time. I figured it wasn't a big deal. I got on. I figured if there was anybody in the Hey, thank you. I thought that if there was anybody online here that saw me online and maybe saw the stream, they, you know, want to join in or whatever, they could. I mean, look how boring. Okay, I'm done. I'm done bashing. It's not right. It really isn't. We know it. We know the problem. No. Oh, nice. Good job, bud. Where are you? Hey, buddy. Where are you going up there? You got a crest for me? I hate this game type.
Yes! You take them like they grow from trees.
Dude, they don't have a point?
You're getting stronger as you fight.
What?
I love it.
See what we're doing here? This is such bullshit. 4 people running together. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna... No, am I? Do I want to embarrass myself? Do I? Do I? I might. Someone's got to follow me. Oh, I got him. You want to play, Face? You on? Alright. Let me get through this mission here. Good. You can be the good player on a team, and I will be the commentator. Ooh. Nice made. Kick his ass. gonna say. Oh, you mean Shax? Yeah, well, it's just, he's so... Okay, so another thing that Destiny did, Shax especially, and like, you know, I saw it with Star Wars too, which is really odd, but like, nice nade. But, they like... No, dude, yeah, it's not gonna work. They like incorporated like a lot of these like little funny sayings that like happen in our pop culture into the game. Which like totally breaks immersion, because like why would these worlds have like the same type of stuff like that? You know, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. Like when in Star Wars, I'm sure everybody here has probably seen Star Wars, but like the mom joke, like with Poe, like I don't get it. Oh, dude, this thing. There we go. About time. Crap. No, I'm not streaming from the Xbox. I'm using my Elgato software. So the device that I use to capture all my gameplay. Oh wow, he just mowed me down. The device I use to capture all my gameplay for videos that I do, it has a feature on it that also allows you to stream. Oh crap, I knew I was going to get out. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of doing spy missions in Warframe, like, but what I'm saying is, in the past, whereas I would openly, you know, try to stay away from doing them, now, instead, like, if it's a part of a sortie or something like that, that's no problem. Like, if it's the last mission in a sortie, or if it's even like the first one, like I'm gonna flip to solo. I'm gonna get that thing done because I know I can get it done really quick, and I'm out. You know.
3 minutes left.
Gotta be more.
Nearly there. Fight on and claim victory.
Crap. Oh well, we only got one kill with our only super in the game, which really sucks, you know. And can we have more supers too? Like, is that too much to ask for? I don't get it. What do you have against being powerful? Like, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why do you hate power?
Victory well executed.
Does it have to do with the idea that with power comes balancing? Like, I don't get it. It's so weird.
I told you to fight, and you annihilated them.
Oh, not bad.
Good.
Not bad game. Oh, so let's talk about this too real quick, now that we're on the subject and we're in Crucible. The ranked play. For that reason right there that I just saw, the ranked play is one of the oddest things I feel like they could have decided to add in the game. And the reason why is because if you've played Destiny 2 Crucible for any amount of time, the one thing that you know without question is that your game is most likely going to be influenced by the team you're in. Okay? So with that in mind, your ranked play is based on what? How good a team you're on each time? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, because that still exists. When one team comes in and stomps another one, it's not because the one team is like, you know, that much greater. It's just because this particular round, they matched up a really good group of guys against a really bad group of guys. You know, so it's not like you're never in a position where you choose your own destiny in this game. Justin, wait, is the story even worth a playthrough? I got a free code from a clanmate. Man. mean, is the code going to be okay? Like, will it last for a little while? Because if that's the case, then I would say yes. I would hold off. I wouldn't get it yet. Wait a second. Essentially, at the end of the day, I would probably hold off. If the code's good and you have it for a while, then I would just hold off buying it. I really would. Until they get it or at least downloading, until they get it situated. If you have to put it on, I guess you could throw it on in the thought that if it does get better later and you want to, keep going with the game, at least you'll have a head start already. I mean, the story is not good. The gameplay, as you're seeing, is it can be very repetitive, like repetitive in a different way too, not just repetitive in the idea of kind of like the Warframe repetitive is different than this. Does anybody else want to play, by the way? I don't want to just blindly send invites, and I've actually missed a couple of some parts of the chat because, well, but I don't know. I just, if you were asking me like a review of Destiny 2 overall from this state in the game, what I would say is that the game is gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I imagine on PC it would be even better because you have your 60 frames. So you get even better, performance out of that as far as the quality of the appearance of the game. The sound is second to none. The music in this game is gorgeous. But past that, that's when you're going to start to find your issues with the game. Like I said, the story is not immersive. It's a story in the sense of you get a beginning, sort of middle, and an end. But okay, it doesn't matter. We can just do this. But past that, it doesn't. It's nothing. There's nothing more. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, it's just, if you followed the lore of Destiny 1 with any type of regularity, or you understand the story of Destiny 1, you're gonna do a potential thing that you did with Star Wars The Last Jedi. If you had a major thing with the lore for Star Wars, and that, when certain things happen in that movie, you might be disappointed because you're just going to be like, what? How? What do you mean? What do you mean? How did that just happen? Oh, don't get me wrong, Cecil. I am not putting down Warframe. I am not putting. I think that a lot of what they've done recently, especially with like the Earth tile sets and stuff. I want to make mention of this. In playing Warframe on PC for the first time, I got to actually see the game as I believe the game was intended to be, and dude, it even looks so much better on PC than it does on console. Like, it really does. It feels better. The textures are just really super crisp. Like when my Excalibur was running around, like I could literally see all the little striations in his arm and stuff like that. Like, it was, the PC version just looks a ton better. But then there was the mouse aiming issue. And I don't know if it was like I had the mouse sensitivity up way too high. But the gameplay of my first PC mission in Warframe, I would akin to a Greek tragedy. A bad one at that. I asked myself three specific questions that I never thought I would during the mission. One, there was an area that was like, it was like 2 stories up, that in regular Warframe I would have just turned my reticle up, bullet jumped up, not had a problem, boom. But because it was on mouse and keyboard, I looked at that 2 stories up, and I legitimately asked myself, I don't know if can we get up there? Can we even, do I even have the ability to get up there? So that was the first one. Hey, thank you, Trip. Appreciate that.
You must protect
But that was the first question. Other questions I asked. Oh, you know how like in the first mission, like Vor is like chasing you around and stuff? Like I asked myself at that point. Now this is the first mission. With legitimacy too, mind you. Can I beat this guy? Can I legitimately win this fight? And the question, and the answer that I was actually giving myself was, I'm not sure. Ah! No! So that was kind of the thing about it for me. You know, like there was, what was the other question that I asked? Oh, if I was just going to be able to finish the quest, like finish the actual mission. Like, I literally thought to myself, I'm like, holy shit, can I actually get to the end of this quest? Can I do this? Like, it didn't feel right. Oh, buddy. Yeah, of course you need your buddy there to help you. Oh, let's see. I'm going to use a controller moving forward, at least in the beginning stages, just to kind of get myself up and running. But I do want to learn mouse and keyboard. Like, I want to learn it, and I will learn it. It's just that first go-round when you've never... I mean, I'm telling you, I have never played a thing on computer ever in my life. I've never used that mechanic. Oh my God, my aim is so bad. That I've never used that mechanic ever for anything. Like, even like playing a little free-to-play game, you know, you might just download real quick or something like that. Like, that's how bad it was. So, it was an experience. Give me all those. They're mine. Oh, don't worry about the progression. I'm gonna get there. And believe me, I'm gonna be requiring help from many of you because you've already offered it. And the way I see it is, I've got such a long way to go in Warframe PC style that I'm gonna need all the help I can get. So, like I said, I just got on for one mission last night. I just wanted to take her for a look at this camping. You son of a... Hey, what about your crest? All right. Yeah, see, it's complete opposite for me, Oscar. It's just the complete opposite. Shit. But it was an adventure. Like I said, if I wasn't so embarrassed, who knows? Maybe at some point you may actually, I may be willing to allow that footage to be seen. It's the most embarrassing thing I have ever experienced in gaming. I can tell you that. Hey guys, hey everybody with your camping crap. Do you mind? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna fix this and get the. Oh crap!
Good recovery.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be happy to join on. You know, I'd be happy to get involved. Use all the help I can get. I do need to replace my Xbox Elite controller though, because I was mentioning yesterday the left bumper is just destroyed, and Warframe is the worst game for the Xbox Elite. You're not making it out of here, pal. It's just not gonna happen.
This is how you grow strong.
Oh, dude, what? Why do you exist up on there, bro? fun killer camping jerk. God, I suck. To the face on a 10 kill streak. I love it. It's always good to know that all of, I would say the vast majority, if not all of the people that sub to the channel are better gamers than me. So every single time that I invite somebody in, they always outshine me, which is good because then I can just sit here and enjoy myself and not have to worry about actually playing. I have the most talented subs. I will, Cecil. You're on my, okay. Hey, take care. And I will, definitely this week, because the goal, I'd like to be able to get a little bit far in the star chart so that I can get to, I need to get to Xur, god damn. See that? Sorry, excuse me, excuse my language. I need to get to Bro this weekend, big time, so that I can do my Bro video on both the PC and the console stuff. Dude, these guys. Oh, man.
The route is on. Finish it.
This will even help me get to my whatever bounty thing. We need some random stuff to happen in the game. Oh god. Oh no.
Nearly there. Fight on and claim victory.
I wonder if I can use my super. Oh! Okay. I kind of figured it wouldn't be too hard, especially with kind of having an idea of how to play the game, per se. That, you know, like getting... It's one thing if you've never played Warframe. Progression can get, you know, a little bit interesting. But if you have played it... Oh, man, I'm just sucking now. If you have played it, you kind of know at least the best ways to, you know, to get them up in mastery rank, and at least to mod your weapons to be legitimate with, you know, the stuff that you get. So I'm not really too worried about that aspect of it. It'll be fun though. Like I said, it looks so damn good on PC. I bet you Destiny looks good on PC too. It's just a shame.
Double down.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Your enemy can't kill if they're dead.
All right, good job, team. Yeah, I'm like I said. I think it'll be easy. It'll be very easy to kind of get through. Look at that, 4.75. Damn. So how close are we to getting our Crucible stuff? So guys, let me ask you a question, everybody that's on the chat right now. Is there anything that I maybe haven't gone over that you'd like me to discuss in regards to Destiny 2? And Chibi, thank you. I feel like once I get myself situated on Warframe PC, because it does seem like there's a healthy group of you guys that play on PS4 as well, that'll probably be the next place I should say that I'm going to. So once I get myself at least some way up on PC that I can hang out with you know, a character, you know, play decently there, I'll probably start the PS4 Warframe, and then we can, you know, maybe I can play with some PS4 guys too as well. So that's the idea, at least. Just it's a lot. having max characters on PS4, Xbox, and Warframe, or I mean, and Warframe and PC. That's a lot of hours right there. That's a lot of hours. That's a significant number of hours. So at the end of the day, like, wow, it's. But I mean, I got nothing but time. I got nothing but time. Yeah, Chibi, I could if you want to send me a friend invite over PS4, I can at least accept it. I have the same name, the DC, exact same thing, and I got it on PC too as well, everybody. So thank you guys for checking that out for me. I appreciate that. That my gamer tag was still available, and it was. So I will be the D-Siege on all platforms now, PC, Xbox, and PS4. Oh, nice. Oh, I did this, guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Control.
Well, I mean, as you guys can probably tell, as far as a YouTuber, I don't know, is this channel conventional or not? It seems like I kind of flip around to a bunch of different things, so I don't know if I'm the best YouTuber ever, at least in involving one specific game. But I usually make content on an opinion on something that I either feel or have an opinion on, or I don't want to play the objective, but here we are.
Zone C lost.
Ah, man. I didn't get any health regen. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, I don't think my current... I don't know this for certain. I don't know if my clan leader is still in the stream or not, but I don't think that he plays on PC, so I will most likely be looking for a PC clan and a PS4 clan when I get to that point. Oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... God, that's another thing I didn't think about. Like, when you open up these new... Hey, can I have this? Damn it! These new...
Make them cry.
New accounts and everything. There'll be all kinds of frames I won't have access to anymore. Boo, boo, boo.
Power play. Keep the pressure on.
There we go. That worked.
A fire team
2 for 1.
Together,
What? Where?
Together.
Well, like I said, when I get to that point, I'll be looking. So just keep that in mind. Zephyr is great. I like all the frames that you can get, that you can essentially get, like, just by doing quests and stuff.
You have advantage. Your advantage grows.
No, dude, you're not gonna survive that. It's just not gonna happen. Let's just go over here. Oh, you're looking the wrong way, Sniper Man. Are you the same dude from that other game?
That's why we have fire team. This is amazing.
It's not that great.
Only 5 minutes left. You captured Zone C. That's a
Banshee. That's I just got my
You're dominating the field. Don't let up. Zone
I got
lost.
one of those Eidolon lenses. Oh my god, my aim was just so garbage there. I got an Eidolon lens and I put it in Banshee, and I couldn't get her to work without, like, she just like couldn't do any decent damage without that mod from wherever. Is it Cephalon Suda or whatever? And now that I got that, like, she's just a entirely different... All right, see ya. See you, Cecil. Take care. Have a good Sunday. I appreciate you stopping by. Next weekend, be doing it again. Be doing it again. Ah, shit. Ah, crap. Nope. Two of them. Two of them. Two of them. Resonating Quake, that's the one. Resonating Quake. When I got that and put it on, it just changes everything about that frame as far as, and that's what I love about those augments too. Is that like they just literally they take the frame for what it was and they put it on its head. I was gonna say that guy never making it out of there. I feel an arc blade. Okay, we're gonna give him the old flankeroni. See how they pull. Oh god. Okay. Getcha. I'm excited for the new Terror list too. I'm excited for the new Terror list. By the way, like I might be on. I'm gonna try to get on a little bit later in the evening. If anybody wants to go idle on hunting, I need a whole. Oops, sorry. I need a whole bunch of stuff to rank up with the quills. So if I'm on and you're interested in grabbing, killing a few Eidolons, okay. Guy looked like he was alive, but he wasn't. Oh god, I suck. Why did I move backwards? How's that guy going invisible? Maybe the other one had a...
Keep the pressure on. 3 opponents down.
It's a good way to end it, right? Get on Warframe after this. Well, I'm going to take a little break after this because usually I don't like to go 3 hours straight of playing and and then not give my hands a little bit of a rest because I'm getting to be an old dude. I'm going to be a little bit of an old dude. And when you get to be a little bit of an old dude, you got to take a little bit of a break because you only have 2 hands and you want to try to keep them forever. Is this last boss fight? How many more? How much more of this? How much more of this craziness do we have? Did we get it? What's that? No, I need one more match. This is going to be the last boss fight right here. We're fighting four bosses of it's like most dangerous game. It's four human bosses. We got four bosses of human AI. And that's what we got. I'm not going to subject you guys to the Engram opening after the fact because I can already tell you I'm not going to get anything that's worth having. Nothing. All right, Oscar. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. Next weekend, we'll do it all again. And like I said, look out for me on PC. You're going to start seeing my name. If you guys want to... Is there... Okay, so I don't understand PC. Play D2 was the last boss fight against Bungie. Yeah. That's pretty much it. But Oscar, what I was going to tell you is in anybody on PC... I set up my account and everything. Like I said, I played a game. If there's a way for you to start sending friend invites on PC, like I'm not 100% certain how that works to be able to play together. So maybe you could all help me out a little bit. Just a little bit in that area. I know. It's good. It'd probably be a cold day in hell before I do an Engram opening, Derpy. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't need that kind of negativity. I don't need it. I don't need it. But let's see, what did we accumulate so far? Oh, look, two illuminated. God, we're rolling in it now. Same thing, Derpy, the D Siege. It's exact. I was lucky enough that I can use the name of my channel is it's actually spelled the exact same way too. Like all the letters are same. PC, Xbox, PS4, all the same. The game looks so good. Okay, so I got to sign up for Battle.net. Is that how it works? Okay, so that's something I didn't do. Okay, that's something I'll have to look into after we're done here. But I will. I'd like to get a bunch of you guys set up as friends on PC. And if you play PS4 as well, feel free to send me an invite. Maybe later in the evening here, I'll dust it on off. Pull it out of the cupboard, dust it off, and okay. Yeah, I'm guessing that. I hope it'll work. Now that you're saying this Battle.net stuff, I wonder, is that different? Like, can you have a different Battle.net tag than your Warframe in-game name? And I apologize, guys. I'm very ignorant to this particular. Yeah, absolutely, I can. Is that it right there? Okay. Oh, nice. So you did find me. Fantastic. All that matters. I'll have to do the Battle.net thing just for we play other games. Because I'm sure there'll be other games down the road here. Oh, look, we're flying in. All right. Fantastic. Ah. God, this is... Oof. Okay, perfect. Perfect, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Clash.
Oh, okay, so I don't have Destiny 2 on PS4 or PC, and I'm not going to be buying it. But for Warframe, I have it on PC, and I guess what I'm saying is at the end of the day, like, if you guys want to just... There'll be more games. I mean, I'm going to be playing all kinds of games. That's, in fact, a lot of my stream, I would like to do it just in that regard where... you know, when we play, we just play some different games and have some fun. And how did you shoot me through your shield? I don't get it. Yeah, seriously, get out your credit card. It's the easiest way to get it. You know, I'm glad they... It's almost like a couple times like Bungie's like not only taken the negativity, but have been like, I'm doing this. You know what? I don't care if you like it or not. Oh my god. Wow, I suck.
Lost the lead.
As you guys can tell, I still pretty much play Destiny 2 like Destiny 1, which is why I die a lot, because I'm very rarely around friends. It's really stupid, but I'm that type of player. I like to just go out there and enjoy my... You're going down, buddy. Oh, damn. Yeah, you should, if you've never tried Warframe, I highly recommend it. What I would say is that there's going to be a little bit of a time period in the very beginning where it's going to seem a little overwhelming. But if you can get past that, I promise you, you will not regret it.
You shut the enemy down.
He's coming to flank us. Well, you messed up, didn't you? But why did you put that there, bro? Oh, the guy threw that shield there. It just ruined my whole... Whoa! Oh, that's my guy. Wow. I should play Nier Automata, or Automata, or however you say it. That game looks awesome. Have you played The Division recently, or are you saying that from like The Division in the past couple, like, say, weeks, or are you saying that from The Division from before? Because if you're just talking about The Division as it was maybe like 2 months or a month ago, I would agree. It's still in its meh state. But what am I doing?
5 minutes. Could go your
I do like the fantasy space stuff too. So, but I will tell you, like I said, it just in the same soul of the looter shooter, Division's still pretty fun. Plus that a couple of things they just added, man. I love Horde mode. Why won't Destiny give us a Horde mode? Why? Like, why not? Why? What the hell was that guy doing? He like got himself in perfect position to get killed. Oh, shit. Well, that worked. Division's a blast. Don't go in. I wouldn't go into the Division expecting a balanced player versus player experience. So let me put that out there. You're not going to get that there. It's going to be more on the lines of like how Destiny was with its imbalances due to the different power things that were going on in the game. God, what am I doing? Yeah, and as far as Warframe goes, if you like space fantasy, then you just need to pick up Warframe because it takes what Destiny has and it cranks it to 11. I've said it in the stream earlier, but just to kind of give you an idea of the best way I can compare these. I'm going to get pinched. I can compare these two games is that Destiny gives you the opportunity to become a super soldier. Warframe gives you the opportunity to become a god.
remaining. Keep this up and the battle is yours.
There's like always that one dude flanking from the other side. I don't feel like I'm ever getting into a...
I can feel that in my bones.
Bitch, there go the dogs. Where's this guy? No! No! Ooh, they're barking. God, 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Alright, I don't know what they're barking at out there, but somebody's doing some wrongdoing. You guys see this one? It's nice. I need like 2 more of those to build another piece of Zaw. And we wants our Zaw, precious. We wants it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, where you going? Buddy, buddy, buddy. Where are you going? I was going to say, you don't want to live through that, do you? God. I did choose Excal as my starter. I did, mainly because, as I was mentioned before, I just feel like Excal is going to be the easiest frame to actually mod decently. You know, without having a lot of good mods to work with, because you know how in the beginning of Warframe, like when you first start out, you get like the bare-boned mods. Like if I can be lucky enough in the early going to catch an alert with Steel Charge, like that in itself changes, you know, Excalibur's damage potential tenfold. Especially because I always build my Excalibur for endless Exalted Blade. Why did that guy not fight me? Where is this dude? Where'd you go?
It's all or nothing.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh god, I'm gonna get pinched. See, this happens every time. No, leave me alone, please.
I could not ask for a better victory.
Me neither. It was a great one. There's a punch to the face and a grenade to kill you.
Double down.
You could hand me a steel charge if you wanted to, Derpy. I wouldn't have a problem
Weight of the
accepting that from
world
you.
was on your shoulders,
I wouldn't have that
and
problem.
Still, you triumph.
We didn't do too bad.
Marvelous.
Not face, dude. He's doing things. Well, everybody, I feel like we have gotten through our... Oh, is this going to be one of the things that you can't... It, like, refuses to let you out of the game? God, you gotta be kidding. Okay, good. I feel like we've gotten through all of our stuff in Destiny 2. I feel like I've gotten the opportunity to kind of speak my piece, if you will, in regards to what I feel about the matter and how I don't really feel YouTubers are adding to the problem if the problem exists. I think that the problem still requires a soundboard with Destiny 2 because they just seem like the type of developer at the moment that's going to continually need a shove. I feel like, given what we've seen so far, the processes in play tell me that they are going to try to take whenever they can. So that means if we catch them throttling XP, they're going to double the XP. If we figure out a way to grind the loot chests for the faction rallies, then they're going to figure out a way to make it so that we, can't do that because it's taking away from what they, consider is right. So with that in mind, there's always going to be like a potential downside to any good change that comes about. There could always be the other hand, the other side of it that you never know. Is somebody from the community going to be able to pick it out or not? And that's the problem. So in regards to Destiny 2, I honestly can't say where this game's headed because I don't feel like I've seen anything that says to me that it's moving in a good direction. Words mean nothing. Words mean nothing. Actions are the word of forever. Actions all the time. And so far I haven't yet seen any actions. I've only seen words. So at the end of the day, until we start getting to a point where we're starting... Excuse me, I'm trying to talk to these people. Do you mind? Good, thank you. As long as we don't actually get the actions, I'm not going to praise anybody for words. And as I said before, I do feel like I hope that this Christopher Barrett can actually do something to change the dynamic. Okay? But I hope also that he doesn't become the sacrificial lamb at the end because of, the fact that they just needed to put somebody out, a new face out there so they would give the perception that things were changing around here, but actually nothing's changing. I hope that doesn't happen for that guy because he seems like he's genuine. Seems like he gives a shit. And so hopefully that will translate into something down the road. But as it is right now, I have not seen anything new. I have not seen anything what I would say is improved. So the game as it is it's pretty bad. So hopefully at some point down the line here, we can get a change and make this thing worth something. Or, it's nice. Or, maybe the game dies and something else comes up in its place. But that's how business works, guys. I mean, the funny thing about it is that, they want us to address Destiny from a gamer's perspective. They want us to address it, but yet they're allowed to address the game from a business perspective. So allow me then to address the game from a business perspective. If I go to a grocery store and my favorite type of peanut butter is there for 2 years, and every single time I go back to the store, I buy that peanut butter because I know I like that peanut butter. And then that company decides to change their ingredients, to change their formula. And now when I get it, it doesn't taste the same. What happens in that situation for every other person? You don't sit there and wait for your stuff to come back like, oh, I'm just going to keep buying this peanut butter because eventually they're going to fix it. You know, you essentially you move on. So if I'm looking at Destiny from a business perspective, that's what I'm saying, that if you can't fix this in a timely way, then I'm out. Like, I don't care. You don't care, so I don't care. Right? There's other people out there that want my money, and they want to respect me when I pay for that. When I give you that money, they want to give me something in return that I feel is a quality a product in trade.
Guardian, what puzzles do you bear?
Tom, I agree with that. I think that's one of the main problems that we as YouTubers have, especially when coming out with a new game or when talking about potential changes. We always look to the positive things. We're always like, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Let's see if we can get that in there. See, like right here. Here's a perfect example of something. Why would this not send this emote? Why would that not send a photo to the person that you had the thing with? Why would you not be able to like automatically send that? Wouldn't that be a cool thing? Sorry, I got off a little bit. But again, what I'm saying is that, you know, you got to put something out there. You got to put something out there that's willing, or that's worth going to every day, because other people are doing it. If you're telling me that it's too hard for Bungie to make updates on the fly, then I will ask you, how is Warframe able to do it?
Bring back our lost archives.
How? How are other companies able to push out patches like a couple days after they hear there's a problem? And yet, in Destiny world, patches don't come out for weeks, if not months. Everything is slow. Like, why is that? I'm not saying that any of the things that people are saying about Bungie aren't true. Maybe it is too hard to push out content quickly. But I guess my question would be, you had the opportunity to come up with a method of either developing a platform or an engine or whatever that could do that for you. You know, we gave you the okay. We said you can take all of our shit, fine, take it all the stuff, all of our progression over 3 years. You can just throw it away. We'll start new for you. So why didn't you make it on a platform that literally was easy, so that like you could compete with the likes of a Warframe, who are putting out content so frequently that I can't keep up with them? Like, I'm a grinder, and I can't keep up with Warframe. Every single time I turn on a dev stream, they're introducing something new, and half the time I'm like, shit, now I got to go back and do this? Like, oh my God, now I got to go grind this here. And then I think to myself, I still have to do this. I still want to do this yet. I still have never been in a raid yet. I've still never done this yet. You know, and I just picked up Prime Fury last night, guys. Congratulations to me. I just got Prime Fury in Warframe. 200 days played just last night. And, you know, even like something like that, like Bungie doesn't give you that. Like, if you played 100 days in Destiny, what do you get? Nothing. You get nothing. Come on, you know? Come on now. You can't put something out there like Destiny 1 and then expect everybody to just swallow Destiny 2 without getting upset about it, right? I mean, they share the same name.
Get it together. The city's depending on us.
I don't know. Yeah, I know I'm not missing much, you know, but at the same time, it's still something I want to do. It's still a thing there. There's two of them, in fact. There's still two things in Warframe after 200 days played that not only have I not experienced them, I haven't even thought about it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the keys built, but I've never actively considered walking into LOR, except for that stream we had the other, couple of weeks back, where we thought about it. But then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a train wreck. You know, so just because we didn't have enough people, and I certainly can't lead a raid, and especially because I couldn't communicate in the way that we were doing it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Can you honestly, if you played 200 days in Bungie, like, or in Bungie, in Destiny, especially Destiny 2, like, if you haven't done the raid, you've probably stopped playing already. You know, that's the only reason why. It's not because you didn't want to play the raid. I don't either, Tom. I really don't. I don't understand how this can be considered a, you know, with this young lady over here sitting right in the forefront. Notice that. No, shut up, Tess. I don't care, Tess. Shut up. Nobody likes you, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but nobody likes you. But notice, I mean, just look how, you know, front and center. You walk in, the first thing you see, bloop, right there, right in front of your face.
Always something new at Eververse.
Are you sure about that? I never see anything new. Hi. You shut up, robot. But I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go on a huge rant there, but of course, every single time I talk about Destiny 2 in any shape, way, or form, it usually turns into a rant because I care. Because I had a lot of fun in this game, and it just sucks to see it like it is. It sucks to go on to my clan tab and only see myself playing. That was something that never happened in Destiny 2 or in Destiny 1. It never happened. It just makes me upset, and I don't feel bad talking about it. So if that makes me a hater or a dude trying to get views or whatever, it is what it is. It's still my opinion. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about it. But on that note, I want to say thank you to everybody that enjoyed stream with me today, or at least joined me in stream. I know I enjoyed stream. I very much appreciate you guys always coming out for me and supporting me each weekend. You know, just hanging out with me. It's always a good time. I'll be doing it again next weekend. So same time, until we can get to a situation where we find maybe a better time. But at the moment, it's still going to be noon. So Saturday, Sunday, Warframe, and Sunday, I don't know if it's going to be a Destiny stream or not, mainly because of the fact that I just feel like I'm not really giving you guys much content here. I mean, we're going through all the stuff each week, but you know, maybe if I can figure out something that'll make the stream more interesting. But if that's not the case, I would actually like to play Bloodborne next Sunday. Is anybody? Yeah, sorry, more bacon. I'm just closing stream up right now. But would anybody be down to see some Bloodborne and talk about some of that game next week? Is that something that you guys are interested in, or should I stick with shooter games, shooter god, power god games, or super soldier games? Because I'm down with whatever. I'd just rather play what you guys like to see. So you tell me. But boy, I could sink my teeth into some Bloodborne. I'm just gonna come out there and say it. Just gonna come out there and say it.
Nice to have Ben Church back, or at least an absentee adventurer can be.
Has anybody here played Bloodborne? Oh, Chibi. Oh. Oh. All right, well, how about let's do next Sunday. We're going to play some Bloodborne. We're going to try to go as far as we can in the game. What I'll try to maybe do this week is brush up a little bit and maybe get my character in a place that I can start from the beginning but still use some of the old weapons, like a game plus. I think I'm on like game plus 3 or 4 right now, so maybe if I could just finish a game and then start up a new one for Sunday. We'll see how I'm going to do it. But at any rate, guys, thank you so much, and take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Go out and do something fun. Don't let Destiny 2 depress you that much. And come back next weekend for Warframe on Sunday, or Warframe on Saturday, which we are going to go over one of the quests in depth and talk about the lore of it. And then on Sunday, we're doing Bloodborne. Bloodborne. I'm excited. Hey, nice helmet. Hey, by the way, Horny, just so you know, that helmet doesn't fucking work. At any rate, I will talk to all of you guys later. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.